doing tonight? I saw your face in the candlelight across the room, and I wanted to know. Yeah, I wanted to know. Well, I'm anxious to know if you dance with me. Put on those dancing shoes, grab my hand, let's dance, let's get this ballroom rocking tonight. Clear the floor so we can do this right. We will dance till we got holes in our souls. Let's get this ballroom rocking tonight till the moon fades out and the sun's inside. We will dance till we hear hello, are you doing alright? I am doing just fine. I could dance all night. Did you come along? I just want you to know you don't have to be alone if you dance with me. Put on those dancing shoes, grab my hand, let's dance, let's get this ballroom rocking tonight. Clear the floor so we can do this right. We will dance till we got holes in our souls. Let's get this ballroom rocking tonight till the moon fades out and the sun's inside. We will dance till we hear a hush. Put on those dancing shoes, grab my hand, let's dance, let's get this ballroom rocking tonight. Clear the floor so we can do this right. We will dance till we got holes in our souls. Let's get this ballroom rocking tonight till the moon fades out and the sun's inside. Let's get out, girl, I'm taking you home. Hello, how you doing tonight? I saw your face in the candlelight across the room, and I wanted to know. Yeah, I wanted to know. Well, I'm anxious to know if you dance with me. Put on those dancing shoes, grab my hand, let's dance, let's get this ballroom rocking tonight. Clear the floor so we can do this right. We will dance till we got holes in our souls. Let's get this ballroom rocking tonight till the moon fades out and the sun's inside. We will dance till we hear hello, are you doing alright? I am doing just fine. I could dance all night. Did you come along? I just want you to know shoes. Grab my hand, let's dance. Let's get this ballroom rocking tonight. Clear the floor so we can do this right. We will dance till we got holes in our souls. Let's get this ballroom rocking tonight till the moon fades out and the sun's inside. We will dance till we hear a hush. Put on those dancing shoes. Grab my hand. Let's dance. Let's get this ballroom rocking tonight. Clear the floor so we can do this right. We will dance till we got holes in our souls. Let's get this ballroom rocking tonight till the moon fades out and the sun's inside. Let's get out. Girl, I'm taking you home.
Hey, 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 my friends, my Final Fantasy family. What is up? I don't say that so you'll donate. I know you think it's funny and you're like, oh, I'll do the different thing that they said. Hi, Alyssa. How are you? Give that money to Aerith. She's giving it to charity. I'm taking all of it. How are you guys doing? You guys think that it's like this ploy. Oh my gosh. I don't care. Like, it's so weird. Just hang out with me. You've spent your money tonight. You've donated. Let's just have a good time. How is everyone doing? Great? Good. So far in chat, we've talked about how Brianna White was doing a stream. She raised like $20,000 for charity, which is amazing. Go donate to her thing. Also, Final Fan TV just got done doing like some crazy Family Feud thing, which was cool. Halloween just happened, and my kids had a blast. I was dressed up as Donkey Kong, and yes, my costume kind of sucked. I bought like the generic monkey head and the tie, and I didn't do anything else. I was gonna like draw like get like a brown shirt and like, you know, draw like the monkey pecs and the nipples and stuff, but you just don't have time, you know? Alricando says, yo, Spencer, what's up? Alyssa's here, aka Patriots fan. Mr. Bigglesworth is here, aka Ecto Gamut. Javier is here, aka Javier. Yeah. What's up, guys? How was your Halloween? Did you guys do anything cool? I've got the water bottle. The water bottle's here. Alyssa, I'm gonna reach out to Ernest, I swear, tonight. I'm gonna ask him. Okay, actually here, if you're listening, cool, this is a good time. If you, Alyssa, send me your information. You don't do Twitter, right? You don't do social media like that stuff. You're like, get off socials. So if you email me, here, I'll type it in chat on my phone because I don't know how to use my computer. Email me at Spencer at Final Fantasy Files.com. There you go, it's in chat. Email me if you're comfortable with doing this, you don't have to. But if you want a t-shirt, one of our first ever merch that we ever made, that Ernest just made before we decided that we'd sell anything. I feel like I need to give you one. I need to give Franco one. Mr. Bigglesworth needs one. All these people just dropping money for no reason. We've got some shirts, so if you're in the domestic, like here in the United States, domestically, then we will ship you a shirt. So send me your information, just like your address, if you're comfortable with doing that, and then we will send you a shirt. I'm pretty sure we can make that happen. I don't know, like, okay, so I don't know the situation. He posted about it on Instagram. I guarantee he's just got a bunch. If for some reason those shirts no longer exist, or if he got rid of them, then we can figure something out. But I will let you know. Mr. Bigglesworth says, no shirts for me. Where are you, Bigglesworth? Are you not in the US? Where are you? Separate Gaming says you can't give to Indonesia. Yes, Separate Gaming. I'm sorry. I'm like, because like the shipping for one shirt is like more expensive than like it is to get all the shirts that we have. So this will just be an experiment. Alyssa can say if she got hers or not. But I feel bad. I want to give back to you. You guys are giving to me. Let me give you some crappy Final Fantasy Files merch. Oh, you know they won't fit? I don't know. We got a bunch of different sizes, but or you can just, you know, hang it in your closet. Fine. Let's see here. Let's see. Don't forget to send her a business card too, signed, of course. Laugh out loud. I'm sure we could make it happen. It won't be crappy. I don't know. Like you've seen, they're just like I wear them. It just says Final. It's like a gray shirt. It's like that brand that everybody has with, you know. Actually, no, that they're better than that. I wear it. It has like the Gilead brand that like is really scratchy. It's not that, but yeah, it just has like our logo on it. So yeah, Ernest wears it pretty much every episode. Yeah, that's true. Maybe he just keeps wearing a new one every time. He never has to watch it. Side note, Ernest apparently watches these. So what's up, Ernest? I told him he wants to use my streams for clips and shorts on TikTok and Instagram. I don't ever use those platforms, so he manages all that. And I used to make shorts for the channel, but I don't make shorts anymore. We're testing out like long form content and streaming, seeing how that goes. Because if you guys don't know, like short form content is like, it's really popular internationally, which is not a problem. Like we love international fans too, but international fans, like if they watch something, it might, like the algorithm might pick it up, and like short form content is more used, and it's sending it to people that don't usually watch the long form content. So we're trying to, you know, train our audience to watch long form content, because out of all the Final Fantasy channels on the internet, we probably make the longest form content that exists in the space. Yeah, Javier says, hello, Ernest. Can we see your trophies? But like, so yeah, anyway, Ernest is making these shorts now for it, and he asked if he could use the stream. So I'm like, oh, you're gonna maybe see what we say about you. So hello, Ernest. I told him, I said, that's great, go ahead, make shorts from the streams, don't mind. But I said, let me know if you see the clips where we argue about whether or not you even play the games. And he didn't respond to me on our group thread. So very funny, but Ernest is awesome. He's probably got some merch or something, but I will have it shipped out to you. So that, again, that's Spencer at finalfantasyfiles.com. And then that way I can get your information and send it to you if you feel comfortable. But if not, no big deal. Ectu Gamut. Oh, sorry. Mr. Bigglesworth says, is there an error message when trophies are hidden? Maybe you could turn that into a t-shirt. I think it just says they're hidden. That'd be funny, like an inside baseball. Like that would only be cool to the people that attend our stream, that know about it. um. Anyway, so yes, and some other what's it called? Table setting. Some other news and information before we get started. I am having surgery on Monday, so I won't be able to stream probably all next week. I have a hernia. My intestines are coming out of my abdomen. That sounds so gross. But yes, I have a little hernia, and both of my brothers have had them, and I'm getting it taken care of on Monday. So they go in there and put like netting into my abdominal wall, and it stops like my guts from coming out. So yeah. I don't know, like recovery is not super long, but I imagine that I might need a week, which is a bummer because I like to be consistent. I think these streams are fun. That's why I moved it yesterday's stream to today, because I wanted to keep going and going. But I will make an announcement on YouTube, a post, if we are going to stream next week. But if you don't see a post, then plan on us not streaming until the following week. Maybe I'll be okay by Friday. I don't know. But Super Gaming says, yeah, I think your podcast is the longest I know. Podcasts in Indonesia is average about an hour, maybe longest 2 hours. Yeah, ours goes for like 4 or 5 hours. Somebody's going to grind on Tactics big time. Yeah, I have it on Steam, but I don't have a Steam Deck, but I have a way to. I've got like a Chromecast that allows me to play Tactics in bed. Like if I'm in bed on our TV, it just streams it to the TV, which is nice. Yeah, thanks guys. I'm fine. It's totally routine, so not a big deal. The surgery's pretty like minimal. They're just taking care of it because I'm getting old and my body's falling apart. Something that maybe you guys know, because the average Final Fantasy fan is about our age and we're all falling apart. So anyway, yeah, but so next week, probably no streams. I will announce if we stream on Friday. I think that's the earliest it could happen. But yeah, so anyway, other than that, I want to hop into what we're going to talk about tonight. We have two, I called it a double feature on the thumbnail. We're going to be talking about why, here's my thesis, why I think Final Fantasy VII Re-Trilogy isn't made for first-timers so far, or yet. Maybe Part 3 can change that. And you guys have heard the rants, but I'm going to go into, like, show you details. I was talking about it last time. We went over that whole diagram. Side note, I don't know if any of you have read the Brandon Sanderson Stormlight books, but there's a guy named Taravangian in those books, and he, like, basically, he's essentially this really old ruler, and I don't know if you've read Brandon Sanderson stuff, but it's a fantasy style book. And this old ruler, like, he gets really, really smart some days, and then he's like really, really dumb some days, and it's because of a curse that was placed on him. Basically, there's one day where he was like the most brilliant person in the world, and he writes out this diagram, and it like maps out all the stuff that's going to happen in the country and the political like machinations and stuff. And then he calls it the diagram. And after we went over that diagram that Mr. Bigglesworth sent us, I was thinking, it's very diagram like from the Stormlight Archive. So shout out to Brandon Sanderson. His books are awesome if you haven't read them. Let's see. You guys said, Alyssa said, we're grandmas and grandpas because we're old fans. Yeah. I Hate the Parrot says, the Ravages of Time. I hope it goes well. Dodgers tied it. All right. Okay, wait. World Series is happening, right? So tell me who you guys are rooting for. I don't care. I've been to 2 Major League Baseball games my whole life. I used to be like way into sports when I was at college, and my roommates, that's all they cared about. So I'm like a chameleon. I always tell Jolie this. I just kind of blend into the like the group of friends that whatever they like, I kind of like just take on their personalities. I'm like, oh, I'm a big basketball fan now, or I'm a big baseball fan, and oh, it's college football Saturday. Oh, now I'm a huge, college football guy. So Alyssa's a big baseball fan. You said you were in like Puerto Rico. I think like baseball is like a religion down there, right? How do you do, fellow sportsmen? Yeah. I mean, like I'm kind of like I grew up going to sports stuff. My family's into that stuff, but I don't care. I mean, I enjoy it. Like when I spend the time to sit down and watch sports, then I'm having a great time, you know. But I couldn't honestly tell you the last time I sat down and watched a professional or college like level sporting event. So it's like I'm kind of a fake fan. But if I spend the time to like get to know the players and their, you know, stuff, then I get excited. But yeah, so shout out to Alyssa. She's I don't know. She's rooting for the Dodgers, I'm guessing. Javier says I'm not a sports fan. I only follow F1. That's right. You have a big F1 profile on your social, right? I like playing all sports, but not watching them. Cool. I am Puerto Rican. I live in Connecticut. Okay, sorry. Okay, so you're Puerto Rican. Let me get it right. I'm sorry, Alyssa. You live in Connecticut, so that means that you like it's in your blood. Is that bad to say? You have to like baseball because you're Puerto Rican. Javier said in my teens I played basketball and I was a Bulls fan. That's the only time. Boo. Javier, you need to leave. See, this is where my sports allegiance comes out of my body. I grew up in Utah, right? And I was a Utah Jazz fan. And I grew up during the time when Karl Malone and John Stockton were like the thing. And guess who happened to be the greatest basketball player of all time to ever live when my team was good? Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman. Yeah, I remember all that. Steve Kerr, right? Anyway, so that's dating myself, but I would say I'm a Jazz fan, but I don't even know who plays for them anymore. I like stopped watching them when Darren Williams and Carlos Boozer were playing for them, and that was like 15 years ago. Anyway, so yeah, I have a little bit of sports in me, but not a ton. Let's see. I said I used to, Spencer. Yeah, you used to. Okay, that's fine. You can be a Bulls fan. It's fine. They were cool. Super Gaming says, I think I don't like a sport. It's very long. Yeah, it's good to spend time with your family, but in soccer I only watch about 3 hours. Penalty shootout, it's not about 2 hours. 23? Oh, is that Jordan's number? 23? Yeah, Michael Jordan, man. Jolie was a huge Jazz fan. She got all upset. She would tell you something. She'd be like, Howard Isley hit that 3-pointer and the refs called it a 2 and we lost by 1 and we should have won the game. She'll tell you all about it. Next time you get a chance, ask Jolie what she thinks about the Bulls. See, there she is. He did hit that 3-pointer. I was a Spurs fan first. Guess why I switched to Chicago? Why did you switch to Chicago? Did somebody like transfer? Spurs back in that day, it was like the Admiral, right? Well, it was Tim Duncan and the other guy. Can't remember his name. Anyway, I went to Blockbuster and scratched Michael Jordan's face off Space Jam covers. That's right. That's like some deep Jolie lore. She went to Blockbuster Video, which no longer exists, and then she found the DVD or probably the VHS tapes, and she scratched off Michael Jordan's face because he was in the cartoon back then. The beloved classic Space Jam. Everybody get up, it's time to slam down. We got a real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Yeah, we loved it. Robinson and Rodman. Rodman went to Bulls, Spencer. Thank you, Javier. Okay, I'm not like totally sports illiterate. I'm having a conversation with you. I get what's going on, right? Anywhere. What am I saying? Anyway, we're not here to talk about sports. We're here to talk about why Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth don't make sense for first timers. And everyone's going to be ticked because it's like, what are you doing gatekeeping? We should let everybody new come to the series. I'm not all about that. So I need to switch to rant cam and explain myself. If these are your first time playing the games, I think it's awesome. My take is that the story doesn't make sense for first timers, and everyone will say, but part 3 isn't out yet, so you can't judge. And it's like, I can judge. The Matrix was an awesome movie. The Matrix Reloaded was a terrible movie. I can judge The Matrix Reloaded based off of the first 2 films in the trilogy. And then, yes, Matrix Revolutions was a good movie. Or sorry, Matrix Revolutions. I didn't need to wait for that for me to decide that Matrix Reloaded was bad. Okay? So, if you're going to make a trilogy and you're setting stuff up, you can still judge each part of the trilogy on its own merits. Okay? Yeah, there are more movies. Okay, let me switch over. One sec. Okay, yeah, so here's the thing. The re-trilogy, I think, is a fine entry point for newcomers to the series. I would never say, please do not play this, because I'm not someone who believes that you have to go and play an old retro game in order to get into the series. I think if you want to, you should hop in the most recent game that's it's easy to access. You can play and have fun. But I also think that just because that's the entry point for a lot of new players doesn't mean it's the perfect entry point for new players. It doesn't mean that they did it well or knocked it out of the park. I think a lot of things rule about the re-trilogy. I think it's an awesome series. It's my most anticipated game. You guys have heard me say that many times, right? But I do think that there's things wrong with the storytelling and what they're trying to do. My whole point is, it's like, I said this earlier on last stream, Final Fantasy VII re-trilogy is like a YouTube essayist's, is that how you say it? A YouTube essayist's dream. Because it's all about the weird shenanigans that are going on in the game on top of the story, the core story that existed in the original game, right? So you're still hitting the beats of the original, but then you have all these weird things, and it drums up excitement. But who does it drum up excitement for? The person who played it for the first time and has no idea, and maybe they're just entering the Final Fantasy VII community? Or does it drum up excitement for people like Maximilian Dude? Or, I don't know, like Maximilian Dude is like the biggest streamer. I'm using him as an example, right? Someone who loves Final Fantasy VII, right? I don't think if you're in that space, like, you can separate your nostalgia. I feel like they're blinded by their nostalgia, so they love being in this space. But then when they say it's like they're doing a perfect job of, telling this, complicated, interwoven story, I just don't buy it, because I have so many issues with it, and this is my first time playing the Final Fantasy VII series. I didn't play the original. Like I said, I've known some things, but it doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. We went through the diagram, and I can go through these things step by step and understand them because I'm part of a Final Fantasy part of a Final Fantasy YouTube channel, but that doesn't mean that it makes sense to me. I just know what they're talking about. I still think it's convoluted and dumb. Anyway, so yes, very good, very good. Let the rant flow through you. I don't, just because I think the storytelling is pretty like that's my nice way of saying it's pretty lame. I still love it. Like, it's still fun. Yeah, it's I think they're so far up their own butt that they think that this is what good storytelling is. I know that they're trying to misdirect. I know that they're trying to, prolong the I'm just going on forever. I shouldn't do this. But I understand what they're trying to do. And I don't think that they're 100% succeeding. I think it's good because everyone's been talking about it on the internet. But like I said, I feel like these games were made for the people who want to make YouTubes about ending explained. What happened at the end of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth? Come to my channel. And that's totally fine. I'm not saying that those videos are bad. Go watch those, and they do a good job of explaining them. Go look at the diagram and try to make sense of it yourself. Cool, right? But if you take a normal casual fan that's just playing Rebirth for the first time, they're like, what is going on, right? And it's like they have to look outside of the games in order to get any semblance of understanding. Okay? So that's what I'm talking about tonight. So what I have queued up for us tonight is I don't know if you know MinMax. They're an awesome channel. I've followed them for years. Ben Hansen is the founder of MinMax, and he was the video producer at Game Informer. And so he created this outlet, and he has a bunch of his former coworkers and some other people that, all love games. They talk about it. They have a weekly podcast. And they did a big Game of the Year debate last year for, because Rebirth came out in February, like on Leap Day, I think. And they talk about it. Ben Hansen loves, for context, he's the main guy. Let me actually switch over to him here. I'll catch up on your chats here in a second, but so this guy right here, Ben Hansen, he loves Final Fantasy VII. I think that's his favorite game. I don't want to speak for him because I don't know these guys perfectly well, but yeah, Ben Hansen loves Final Fantasy VII. He grew up loving it as a kid. His best friends love it, and it's like he cannot separate the nostalgia that he has from this game. I would never believe it, and I don't think he tries to, but it's like it's already a lock. When Final Fantasy VII comes, boom, that's his favorite game of the year. Just by default, right? But then you have a lot of these other people. None of the other people played Final Fantasy VII, I believe, as a kid. They all have started with the Re-trilogy. And that's why I want to play you this video, because we're going to kind of go through and listen to how they feel about the Re-trilogy. And the reason you ask, why are you doing this? Why are you spending time on stream to highlight these guys? Because when you're on Twitter and when you're on Instagram and when you're on TikTok or when you're on YouTube and you guys are watching videos and you're kind of arguing in the comments, everyone's making assumptions and or just telling you there was a big conversation going on about gatekeeping, if you needed to play the OG before you could understand the Re-trilogy. And I was like, well, you kind of need it to understand it, but I'm not against people playing it, but people got mad at me because I was like, you kind of need to. And people were like, you're missing the point. It's nuanced. People can enjoy it, but then, they're understanding the story. I'm like, I don't buy it. I don't think they're understanding the story. And maybe that's just me projecting because I don't really get it and I'm dumb. And they're saying well, we're super smart. We understand the diagram, right? We understand all that. But for me, I just, I'm not a stupid person. I don't think I'm stupid. And I just think the storytelling is kind of it's butt. That's my phrase, So I want you guys to they're going to debate about Rebirth. Some of the things they say is about the mechanics. I'm not here to rag on the game, but I want you guys to get a picture, a snapshot of what people are saying about this game. From people who don't have that nostalgia, because when you're on a Final Fantasy VII subreddit or you're on Twitter arguing about Final Fantasy VII, that already removes you from the equation. You're already too in the weeds to have a unbiased perspective, because what are you doing? You're arguing about Final Fantasy VII on the internet with like-minded or maybe not like-minded people, but people that share a passion for the topic that you're, discussing. These guys play all sorts of games. They're not only Final Fantasy people. A lot of them aren't, right? So anyway, that's enough table setting for that. So let me catch up on some of the chats and then we will get started. Let's see. Yeah. Dan MCG says Square is playing to their base because they buy the merch. That feels right, And I'm part of the base. Jolie buys the merch, we buy it, and we buy the games, and we're gonna buy it and we're gonna love it and talk about it. Even if we don't like how part 3 finishes everything, we're gonna tell you how we feel, Javier says, I need to know what is the criteria to judge a game of the year. How can you face Final Fantasy VII against Astrobot or Balatro for that matter? I need to know what makes a game of the year game. Well, they go over a lot of things, right? I don't know. So you can see right here, this is like they call it their 210s because it's a little cheeky little play on their min-max. They're from Minnesota and they spell that with 2 N's. So they have 210 lists because they've got 2 N's in their name. I think that's what they're doing. Anyway. Yeah. So Javier, if we're talking the Game Awards, they usually award Game of the Year of something representing the zeitgeist of the year, usually whatever top of mind the most gaming community. Yeah, I think the way the gaming awards or the Game Awards do it is that they reach out to gaming outlets. So gaming journalists, I believe. I don't know if YouTubers get a say. I think that they should because I think YouTubers are more influential than gaming journalists these years. Now, I just think so. Maybe if you're like a prominent YouTuber who talks about games or critiques them, I don't know. Think of like all the Metacritic people, right? So if you have like Metacritic status, maybe that's what gives you credentials to vote in the Game Awards. But I don't know. They have a list of all their judges if you want to know. But basically, each outlet gets like a vote, right? So they'll like discuss about it and they'll say this is the best game of the year, and then like there's a really small fan portion that you can vote on, and there's certain things that make up the Game of the Year. But yeah, it's kind of the zeitgeist thing. Like, what I feel like Expedition 33 is a lock for like the front runner so far. Alyssa says, but one of the people on MinMax tends to compare Rebirth to our JRPGs with completed stories, beginning, middle, and end. Yeah, that's true, right? But I think a game has to stand by itself. Like Lord of the Rings, you can watch the Two Towers and the story's not over, but you can still like love that movie, right? I understand that the nature. That's my point, right? The nature of the re-trilogy is that they're like, we're gonna make you commit to all 3 games before we like unveil the twists or whatever, and that's fine. But that's a lot of commitment, and they're not only are they just telling the story beat for beat in the original and expanding it, they're throwing in other twists and turns to make it more convoluted and more confusing because they want the people that have already played the original games to be invested and interested, right? They want them to drum up excitement on social media and YouTube and talk about it. It's like I said, it's a YouTuber's dream, these games, because then they just have content. They have content to talk about forever, right? But the people who are just starting, I don't think that they're getting as much from these remakes. So yeah, but I take your criticism, Melissa. You can't do that for Rebirth and Remake because they are part of a story, and a person sort of said, I agree with, they shouldn't get a pass for that. Break out of the bubble of social media. Alyssa's reminder to not talk about social media, right? Or not get caught up in it. Okay. I hate the parrot says, I've been a lifelong Final Fantasy fan. I was about 11. I live Final Fantasy 7 remake series so far, but it's all nonsense. But I'm happy to be along for the ride. Okay, cool. But like you're a lifelong Final Fantasy fan, so you're already bought in. Put your shoes in someone who's never played these games before, and this is their first time going in. If you're confused, how do you think they feel? I'm telling you, nostalgia is driving this series. And I would be interested to debate anyone who says it's not. Even I, a fan of Final Fantasy, but still, it's not fair. Remake or sequel remake won GOTY, and even not fair. A DLC nominate GOTY. So you're saying, let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure. Cyber Gaming, but like for context, these guys, their game of the year in 2020. Not all of the people, but a lot of these same people that were part of this outlet. Guess what their game of the year was in 2020? Final Fantasy 7 Remake. And this is a common thread. Like, I think Remake does a good job of getting people, even if you're a newcomer, set up. The ending's a little strange, but you're kind of like willing to accept it because you think you're going to get answers, right? So let's see how they turn. So these guys gave Remake their game of the year in 2020, and let's see how they talk about Rebirth. Bigglesworth says, talking to Alyssa, Part 3 could get GOTY for the same reason Return of the King won, even though the first 2 Lord of the Rings didn't win, as kind of a culmination. Yeah, And like, I think that would be awesome. If it ties all the threads and it makes it make sense, then I think it should win the awards, because I think the series is unique in what it does, what it's attempted, right? And to be clear, I know I've said this a lot of times, but if this is the first time you tuning in, I like that they're taking big swings and doing things differently, right? But you need to be able to answer the questions in the games. If you can't do that, if you can't set up these new narrative threads and lead people on this kind of mysterious journey, if the only way that those can be answered is by knowing the original and that diagram that we looked at, right? Here, where is it? Right here. If you don't understand the live stream and all the different worlds and what's happening, because even if you, like, let's say we forget all of Zach's worlds and you're just in Beagle universe, right? Main world. This is like what newcomers understand. They're like, I'm playing this game. Aerith and Cloud are buddies. Her materia is weird. I don't know what's happening. I don't understand any of this stuff. Forgotten Capital, Cloud goes through like alone. There's a chance to defy fate. I don't even think they're off board, right? I don't even think they know any of this stuff. I think they're just kind of like, this is fun. Oh, we don't really know what happened to Aerith at the end, right? Because they're just kind of lost. But they're like, okay, I'll accept it. That was a fun game. The graphics were good. I like the characters. That's kind of how I feel. I'm giving them a lot less credit. I'm sure that there's people that have taken the time to get to know it, but you have to take the time to learn more of this stuff if you want to understand this, right? So anyway, back to Game of the Year here. Let's see. Ace Torres. What's up, man? When the next chapter... Sorry, let me see. I gotta read this. Thank you for the super chat. When the next episode of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Are you talking about our next episode? Our next episode is planned very soon. Jolie's editing it right now. She's filling up to it. And she's working on the B-roll, so it will be coming soon. That's all I can say so far, because I can't give you a definitive date. But thank you so much. That's so nice. We will let you guys know soon, but as of right now, just know that Jolie has finished the dialogue cuts, and now she's just she's peppering in all the video dialogue and stuff. So anyway, thank you. That's so nice. What was I saying? I'm so bad at getting back to where we were. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Lord of the Rings culmination, right? So Alyssa's talking to Ectogamma. It says, in my opinion, it shouldn't because for the story part of it, it's also still not complete. Most of your character arcs start in remake. Well, there's no criteria. It's just vibes, says Bigglesworth. And then Alyssa says, and so when someone in this podcast say Rebirth had no character arc, I also kind of agreed with them. Oh, so you've seen this, right? Okay, Alyssa's already knows, right? Yeah. You guys can have your own opinions. We got to get started so we can play some tactics on this. But Bigglesworth said there's one fan category and went to Black Myth Wukong, but the runners-up were all gacha games. Yeah, it's true. I remember that. Javier says it's popularity, personal bias, and personal taste in gaming, so I don't really focus much on the list. Yeah, I like the Game Awards. I think it's fun to kind of just tune in and see kind of like what the overall gaming landscape is. But all the games that I like are always niche, and like the main outlets never cover them. They don't give them the proper attention I feel like they deserve. So they're always like, yeah, like when Xenoblade 3 was nominated for Game of the Year, I like lost my shiz and it won nothing. And I'm like, God of War beat Xenoblade Chronicles 3 for best soundtrack. Are you out of your mind? They're out of their minds, because God of War is good, but it's just basically like, what do you remember from God of War other than these like 3 notes? Bum, bum, bum. Dun, 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 or whatever. That's God of War soundtrack for you. It's cool and atmospheric. Bear McCreary, who composed it, shout out to you. But anyway, yes. Lame, because no one played Xenoblade Chronicles 3, right? They just were like, oh, it's kind of a down year and people think this game's pretty cool. It was so good. That's the problem I have with Game Awards. But it's like, you just think of the gaming outlets and they all talk about the same games that they like, right? So it's usually the same like 6 games that everyone talks about. The cool thing about MinMax is that they follow a lot of indie stuff. So if you want to follow these guys, they'll talk about more obscure games that are more indie based, which is really cool. They feature new indie games every week on their podcast. Let's see. Separate Gaming says, yeah, I don't know about in the USA, but in Indonesia, no problem. Top up $100 than $60 AAA. You're right. It can still win. This is Alyssa. GOTY, and for me, Rebirth was my GOTY last year, but that's because I'm a fan of Final Fantasy. I would have preferred Metaphor last year for GOTY over Astrobot. Yeah, and you know, I know Metaphor is like a single told story. It's like got a beginning, middle, end, and it does the whole story arc within one game, but people like really glommed onto that. Dan MC says, if a developer gives you a free copy of a game, then you get to vote for a game of the year. Is that how it works? Access Media only gets to vote. Nah. I know a lot of people in the Final Fantasy space that get free games, but they don't get to vote. But maybe that's true. Maybe it could also be true that everyone that does vote still gets free games. So I don't know. I did find it interesting that someone who did enjoy both played them basically back to back. Okay, so you're talking about Haley here. She played them back to back. But yeah, it's like she's carrying that remake energy into Rebirth, right? Look at all the words and pretty pictures in that massive diagrams and so many rainbows. Ace Torres, that was so nice. Yeah, we'll get the episode soon, but thank you so much for your super chat again. Pretty rainbows, extra innings for Game 7. Shout out. Okay, Jolie says I'm 70% done with the B-roll, so 30% more to go. 39 games until TGA, a possible trailer. That's right, Bigglesworth. Okay, we're almost there, guys. Thanks for the update, Jolie. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Thanks, Jolie. She's like, I have a hard time editing the videos because she watches the stream when I stream. She's like, I just like listening to you. Oh, it makes me feel so good. She's the best. But get back, turn off the stream, Jolie, and edit it for our fans. Give the fans what they want, Joe. And a remake was announced for the existing fan base, Javier. Yeah, but before this, all remakes were completed in one game, to my knowledge, of gaming. Yeah. Okay, Jolie's grabbing that golden mushroom to make it through the week. Make it through the week next week. The golden mushroom? Is it just like a Mario Kart reference or something? She's cruising. Xenoblade was good. What's up, Madam Butterfly? God of War was fun. Hey, if you want to come in here and throw shade on Xenoblade, I will go to blows for Xenoblade. I think Xenoblade is the best modern JRPG franchise out there right now. I said it. I think the stories are, speaking of convoluted stories, Xenoblade has it, but then they also they have some crazy overarching story that's like pretty nuts, but then each game it works. It's got good arcs, it's got good characters. Say what you will about Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and the questionable character designs, but the gameplay is super fun. I think it's a very unique combat system. So anyway, yeah. Yes, Madam Butterfly. I think Xenoblade Chronicles was 3. God of War was fun, yes, but I'm talking about the soundtrack. Bum, bum, bum. That's the soundtrack. Jolie's, let's see. Red Dead Redemption 2 is the best 2018. Yeah, that was controversial, right? Like, God of War won it, but everyone says Red Dead Redemption 2 should have, right? God of War was done really well. I agree. The awards are all rigged, says Madam Butterfly. I don't think they're rigged. I just think it's just an echo chamber of gaming journalists who vote on their favorite games, and they always kind of happen to be the games that I don't think represent what most people like. Sometimes it is, but when Astrobot's like a great game, but it's like the gaming journalists were salivating over it because they're like, finally, a PlayStation platformer is it doesn't have to be Nintendo. We have permission to vote for this. I really feel like that's how it goes. So they Astrobot is my game of the year. It just was so fun, and it just feels like the gaming journalists all kind of have a hive mind and think the same. Yeah, Alyssa, this is Javier talking to Alyssa. That's why to me it's a game for niche Final Fantasy fans, which is a huge fan base. So it's obviously to me that pandering to the non-FF gamers is just to lure them and have better income. What are you talking about, Javier? Which game? Seppa says yes, same 2025. If Expedition 33 not won best soundtrack, there's something wrong with Game Awards. Yeah. I want to see what Man Mix says. Okay, I'll get to it. All right, I'm getting to it. I know it's like you're not allowed to say that on the Final Fantasy channel. Well, I'm not allowed to say that I think Xenoblade is better than Final Fantasy. I have control of the stream. You gave me the keys, Jolie. Now I'm driving the car off the so long, Final Fantasy. No, I think Final Fantasy. We're going to talk about a problem I have with it. I don't think it does a good job telling its stories compared to other JRPGs. Yeah, that's what I said. Persona 5 probably and Metaphor are probably like Atlas. I think people would say that those are like the best JRPGs going right now, which is cool. That's also a good take. Anyways, okay, cool. So laughing, no problem. All right, the pattern with the Game of the Year winner is they usually something that sends a message to the higher ups in the game industry. No problem. They aren't just remaining Final Fantasy VII the game. They are remaking all the canon content. I don't think they could ever make it seamless. They need Bugenhagen to explain it all after part 3. Yeah, but is it Bugenhagen? Yeah, but Bugenhagen in Rebirth kind of shows that he doesn't know what he's talking about. Anyway, okay. I caught up on all the chats. Let's take a look at what MinMax says. And I'll pop in here and there, but I want you guys to pay attention to these, like Ben Hansen right here, huge Final Fantasy VII super fan, right? And he's not even like on Twitter talking about it all the time like we are. I'm not saying we, Alyssa, but a lot of people, right? But most of these people play a lot of different games, and then they play Rebirth, right? Because they all play games, that's what they do, and then they talk about them on the podcast, and at the end of the year, they, rank their favorites. So right now, Final Fantasy 11 is sitting at their number 11 spot, but they kind of hash it out now. They're like, okay, let's talk about Rebirth. So let me know if you can hear this.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
And let
we
me know
should
if it's
probably
too
talk
loud.
about this game. That's the one when I look at the bottom of the list, it's like, God, that'd be nice in that higher 10 region, just to get a sense of where everybody's at this point with Rebirth. I feel like everybody has been on a roller coaster ride. The game itself is a roller coaster ride. And I feel like everyone's reaction and thoughts on the game since launch have been a roller coaster ride.
Everyone
in a really
understands it.
Fascinating way that I think is worthy of trying to understand a little bit better here. But personally, that game made me so happy. I was over the moon playing Rebirth. It just, it was 100 hours of like, this should not exist. This level of care and attention to detail and highlighting the middle section of an RPG I loved from 1997, it blew me away. I was trying to think of like what the analogy is. The best I could come up with is like, Leo, imagine that a company spent like $600 million on adapting one book from the Pendragon series. I was just like, what is going on?
This is really objective about it, actually.
But it is just
Really
this overwhelming feeling. I'm just like, I cannot believe how much care. And the fact that like, they are one step ahead of the community and fan base, like all of the humor, all of the heart, they just pack more. They know exactly what the community wants, and they just add a little twist on top of that going throughout.
Yeah, so Javier, I'll pause right there. Javier says, nostalgia glasses alert. You can tell his love is just oozing out as he's talking about it, right? And he's like the founder. But he allows them to speak their minds, so let's see what they say.
All of Rebirth. And it is a roller coaster ride. I'm not trying to say it's a perfect game. By all means, it is a wonky, uneven game, as we've all talked about. I personally was not that annoyed by the mid sections. Like some of the side quests, aren't great. That's why they're optional side quests. Other side quests, I think, are fantastic. And like, I'm not somebody who gets into
If you didn't have fun, you shouldn't have done it.
Right,
It's
exactly.
optional.
Right. But I'm not somebody who's really.
You're saying I shouldn't have beaten the game, Leo. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I mean,
If you wanted to have fun.
it's interesting, Janet, to go back and like listen to.
Okay, this is where they start to, creak and leak. Everyone wants to jump in and be like, if you weren't having fun, then you shouldn't have done those side quests. And then she's like, maybe I shouldn't have finished that game. See, now this part, they're going to go off and kind of talk about the problems they had with the game. A lot of people like don't love the mechanics. They think it's outdated. This is the first time Final Fantasy has gone to like open world, and it feels like a big Ubisoft game. And I understand those criticisms.
Like you on the podcast talk about the game. For someone who claims that your thoughts on games don't change if you beat it or not, because like you were so hot on Rebirth for a long time.
Did not say your thoughts on games don't change. I said it's rare for them to change substantially.
Okay.
And in that sense, Rebirth was a rarity.
Right. Because you were so hot on it out of the gate.
Yeah.
He wants her to like it so bad.
Yeah, I mean, I
love
think
Ben, by the way.
I was hot on it out of the gate, but I did acknowledge that, wow, this game has a really basic structure, and yet it's still really fun. So I think
good, Dan.
at the jump, I did see what the drawbacks of the game were, and I did have questions going into it of how they were going to approach story. And yeah, I mean, it was interesting. This game, I would say my turning point on this game was when we got to the beach, which was like, I guess you could say maybe halfway.
Too.
Okay, so do you notice how they don't even say Costa del Sol? They're like, we got to the beach. None of these people are like Final Fantasy fans. They played it and they're like, that beach section.
Halfway
Really?
and a lot of people, that's like where it hit. And I think there's a lot to unpack, and I think we'll be talking about this a lot. So I don't want to
Anime beaches.
say all my thoughts at once, but I will say by the end of Rebirth, it was frankly like one of the weakest experiences I've had in a game this year. I thought it was not very well made, not very well paced. And I think it's easy to say, sure, side content, some bad, some good. But frankly, it wasn't just the side content. There was main mission content that I thought was really, really weak.
Kate
the
Sith.
Fox stuff, some of the Chocobo stealth stuff.
We'll
the
get
thing,
there, chapter 11.
not spoilers, but like there's an area near the end where you're doing this weird life juice puzzle where you're like grabbing it and walking it over. Like so much of this game, despite having, I think, still a really fantastic combat system, a bit of an improvement from Remake, which
Totally.
already had strong combat, but it is just mind-numbingly dull by the end. And I think as someone that's a bit newer to playing,
Live Juice, the live stream, it answers all questions, Janet. You shouldn't be mad. So yeah, they go for a while talking about their problems with the pacing. So this is a thing, right? So if the pacing, it changes from Remake. Remake is a more corridor, linear, from point A to point B storytelling game, right? Because it's not open world. You're in Midgar and you're doing certain things. And then I understand that in the original game, like the world map opens up and you can go different places, and so they make it open world, right? But then the pacing just crawls to a halt a little bit, right? And then I think good storytelling, if you want people to understand your story, then that can be a big detriment to telling a decent story. When you give players more control to get distracted, it can make the pacing of the game be worse.
really meaty RPGs and JRPGs, it's taken me a while to kind of get to know this genre and see what's up. And the one reason I never really played a lot of them is because, which Kelsey, I'm sure you can relate, they're long. So I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to spend like this many hours in a game. I don't know if I can have fun in a game for this many hours. And then I played, Persona 5 Royal, which I'm still playing. I dipped into Metaphor a lot this year. And frankly, I realized that it is possible to make a game that's genuinely compelling, and Yakuza as well was one that I beat last year, Like a Dragon, that was the name of the game at the time. I'm like, oh, it actually is possible to make something that is really compelling in its main story and really compelling in its side stuff. So I feel like
that's a good point, Alyssa.
Something that I feel like I felt playing more RPGs is that it doesn't need to necessarily have down points just because it's long. And I feel like Rebirth has so many negatives that, yeah, it was on my list, my top 10 list for a long time as well, like as I've been writing it throughout the year.
Yeah.
And as I kept going, I just disliked it more and more and more. And I felt like it got weaker and weaker. And I'm like,
Ben's
man,
heart just
this
dying
game,
inside.
I am not into it. It is honestly next to Starfield for me in how disappointing long games. Like if I had to replay one, I don't know which one I would pick. And
Really?
I heavily dislike both.
Whoa, that's
He's
a pivot.
already dead, Janet.
No, yeah, it's interesting. Well,
And those
okay.
are just my quick thoughts.
No, I mean
Well,
it's a
jump
super
in.
easy.
Okay, how's my blood? Mr. Bicklesworth says, I got new, fresh Hamaguchi quotes. How's your blood pressure? I just can't. I love Hamaguchi. It's like, make the game. Shut up. I know you're doing the marketing cycle, but shut up, Hamaguchi, and just make part 3 and then release the trailer and then let YouTube do what it does. And then all the people that this game was made for, that this re-trilogy was made for, will go off and then they'll tell us how to think. They'll tell us, so funny. Anyway, to be clear, I don't necessarily agree with Janet because I'm the type of person who enjoys kind of like, I don't play that many games, and a criticism I have of games journalists is that they play so many games that I don't think they objectively can be okay with playing a game for a long time. I really don't. I don't buy it. They always say that they can and it's fine, and they'll be like, I spent 40 hours in this game. It's like, we spent I spent 180 hours in this game. Like, you don't even know this game. You don't even know. It's like The Dark Knight. It's like, you merely adopted it. I was born into it. Right? Like, that's how I feel when these guys kind of go off. They only get a surface level scratch at like a game. And so I kind of feel for Ben because he's like, I love this. I want to go on a side quest. If I get to talk to Aerith or Barrett, it's like, we're a niche focused Final Fantasy channel. So we're going to like love every bit of content that they give us. Right. So they're kind of arguing about the pacing and like it being kind of wonky and all the stuff in Rebirth. You know, it's like, well, what was that all about? You know, but they get to it here in a second. Okay. Alyssa says he's a salesman, Spencer. He's got to sell it. She's talking about Hamaguchi. Travis, hey, what's up, Travis? Spencer, I'm in Vietnam and the timing works out perfectly for the stream. It's 11 a.m. here right now. That's cool. I don't know if you're from Vietnam or if you're just there, but cool, man. I'm glad you're on the stream. And then Alyssa says, I agree with that. I don't have the time to actually take it in, especially when they have deadlines for their reviews. Yeah, I just don't buy it. They get game codes for everything. And it's like, did you play that one? Oh, someone hop on this, play this, right? So like, I like kind of more niche channels like ours because we will deep dive like into the weeds on the stuff that we care about. And we're not going to get distracted by even like, I know you guys are like, play Expedition 33. It's Final Fantasy adjacent. And we're like, Jolie and I will probably play that game, but we're not in any rush to play it, and we will not play it before the Game Awards. We'll just play Final Fantasy stuff, and we'll talk about Final Fantasy stuff. And if like they're doing that collaboration with Final Fantasy 7 and and Expedition 33. So if they ever do some sort of collaboration, that might be our gateway in to talk about Expedition 33. But yeah, anyway, so. Travis says, I moved here, actually literally landed here on Saturday, which was Friday for the States. Awesome, man. Well, I hope that you're settled in and everything works out. Not going to get distracted by tactics. Yeah, I'm playing tactics. See, that's the game that we're playing. I promise. I mean, we're talking about Final Fantasy. But anyway, so Janet just gave her case. She's like, I didn't really like it. But she liked Rebirth, okay? Or sorry, she liked Remake, not Rebirth.
Easy game to nitpick.
Jeff, I'm sorry. I
absolutely.
don't like Starfield. I know you do.
No, that's fine.
Is the stream too loud? Are they talking too loud?
I understand nitpicking this game to hell, and like everyone's experience is absolutely their experience. I'm not trying to convince anybody. Like, actually, you did like it more than you think. But you know, from my perspective,
nitpicking though is that
Yes.
I just let me get this out real quick.
I mainlined that game for 40 hours and was bored out of my mind.
Okay, she mainlined that game for 40 hours. I mainlined it for 40 hours too, because I was trying to do the critical path. And I felt like I was missing so much. So like my critique against her is like she just tried to see credits. But it's like I felt like I missed so much because I was mainlining it while Jolie was playing it most of the time because we share one PS5. And I've gone back and I feel like I've gotten so much more out of it.
The whole back half.
I'm just saying there's not many bad games that people finish. And maybe Janet was miserable by the end and she stuck with it. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, then
I finished a lot of bad games.
Allow me to raise my hand because
Yes.
I played about 30 hours and then I stopped playing.
Okay, yes.
I agreed
Okay,
with
thanks, Plenty.
everything that you said about the first remake. I was
know if that's
really
better.
surprised. I had no nostalgia for the series. And I really loved that from beginning to end. And I was looking forward to going into this one for that reason. And it's like they took that formula and then they tried to make it open world, and everything that they added to make it open world sucked ass. And,
I
and to
apologize
Leo's
for the
point,
language.
like I would like to push back a little on what Leo said of like, well, if
Thanks,
it's
guys.
optional and you're not having fun, that's your fault. I felt like going through there, I didn't know how much I have to do. Like, I don't want to have to audit your game and audit every little side activity that I come up to and be like, is this going to be worth my time? Is this fight out here that's optional, is that going to be like fun and interesting, or is it going to be frustrating? Is the reward going to be worth doing it,
Nice
or is it
gaming.
not? Like, what's the balance of this going to be? And like every side thing that I started doing, so then I started getting annoyed with the side stuff, and then it's like, well, how much of this game should I just like voluntarily skip? And that's a sucky feeling. Like, I
Totally.
don't want to mainline something and skip all this stuff and have to decide as I'm going through it how much of it should I skip in order to try and make a fun experience out of this stuff that was just like so much of that side stuff. And I actually liked Queen's Blood. Queen's Blood was like the only part that I actually enjoyed from the side stuff. But the other stuff was just so disappointing and uncreative and uninteresting. But still, like, that's feeding into your Chadley bucks or whatever, and Chadley has different power-ups that he sells you, and I want the fucking power-ups, and I want the, you know, things that I can, like the orbs that power up my guy, like, and I don't know how under-leveled I'm going to be if I'm not doing that stuff. And it's like, I went through that freaking crystal cave, which sucked ass, and then I got out and I got into the next level. Open world part, and it was like, and now I have to do all this shit again, and I don't want to, and I'm done kind of like, and like big boss fights, big story beats, I was still very much into, but it's like, I don't want to have to skip a bunch of stuff to get there. I don't want to have to slog through a bunch of stuff to get there. Yeah. I'm just kind of done at that point.
Jacob, put your hand down, please. We're trying to move on. Sorry.
Okay, so Javier, you guys have been funny. So, let's see here. Alyssa said when it dropped, she actually liked it, but yeah, it probably reached a point where it felt like it was her job. And I just don't. This is my thing with reviewers. If a game is good enough to get them through that, then I think they give it like a huge marks up, right? Because it's like, I had to get to other games, but all I wanted to do is play this game. So yeah, it maybe can give them, you know, a sort of, I don't know. I think they have to manage the fact that they have to play a lot of games in order for them to be objective reviewers. And I think it's hard for them to do that. And I don't think they're honest all the time. But yeah, so Janet and Jeffem wanted to play the game like the whole game, so he was like in the grasslands and he's doing all the quests and he wanted all the Chadley bucks that he was saying so he could upgrade his materia, but he just got burnt out. And Mr. Bigglesworth talked about that too. But Janet just beelines it and is like, oh, this is such a slog, right? But Jacob Geller, the guy in the middle, he's going to come in and talk about how it's like we're ragging on it because of game mechanics, but this is like what I want you to focus on. And I think he channels like the person that I'm talking about, someone who's not a OG player, that he didn't play the original, and then he came in and these new, you know, the re-trilogy when it comes out. And he talks about his biggest gripe is the story, right? Alyssa says, I mean, another problem with game reviewers is also that many nowadays don't actually play video games. Yeah, that's true. Ernest, show us your trophies. Show us your trophies, Ernest. Okay, here we go.
I feel like I've been a little frustrated at the Rebirth discourse.
I saw that.
Unfortunately, not because I like it, but because I feel like the conversation is always like, does the game design get in the way of the game? You know, it's like they made it open world and all this stuff is like, you know, frustrating and low effort, or, you know, whatever. It's not what we want. And if it wasn't there, that'd be good. Which is not the experience that I had with the game. I loved Remake. It was my game of the year on that year.
His game of the year.
What I specifically loved about it was the characters and story. Yeah. And I was like so impressed by how they reintroduced these classic characters and how they reintroduced the story in a way that made the story seem like it was not just about the interesting things that, you know, like that first part of the game is about, but about being a remake and about what it means to retell a story and all of that. And so I was so looking forward to this for just like the narrative and just like what are they going to do with this second part of the story, specifically because, and I don't know, should we put up spoiler gates around, you know?
Yeah, he gets into it right now. And so if you haven't completed Rebirth or anything like this is a spoiler warning, because he gives a spoiler warning because he goes into it, right? But yeah, he's talking about the narrative and how it kind of falls flat for him, right? Mr. Bigelow says, I mean, I can play a game, enjoy every minute of it, but still need to take a break and do the rest in a month or two. Imagine if I had to push through, I'd be in a bad mood. Totally. I don't know how they do it. I don't trust their reviews completely. I think they've got good things to talk about it because they play a lot of games, so they can compare them to other things, which is something that I can't, right? So like, I'll be like, Final Fantasy VII is like my game of the year, but I only played Final Fantasy VII. So they have a advantage in that sense because they played a large swath of games. But on the flip side, they probably felt like they needed to and they rushed through it. So I agree, Bigglesworth. And then Alyssa says, truth is these places also don't want to hire more people to review all these titles that drop. That way they can really be played properly. That's true, right? It's like hire someone just who's like a Final Fantasy person that will just give you their honest opinion, right? Javier, avoid spoilers. I mean, you guys, we're going to get into spoilers, so you can spoil it. But if you're like someone who's wary of spoilers, just be aware that we're going to talk about everything. If you aren't enjoying the game, you don't hear the dialogue between the characters during the gameplay. Yeah, there's dialogue between the characters. Good call, Dan, MCG. And the side quests that you're missing out that are developing the characters even more, right? So, yeah. I'm a super spoil, Alyssa. All right, here we go.
I think we should have a section, but if you can make your point before we launch into that whole thing, unless it's intertwined.
I think that both Remake and Rebirth have been about what happens at the end of Rebirth. Like, both of those games are fundamentally pointing in one direction, and we all know what that direction is, and it's so...
He's talking about Aerith.
Let's go full spoilers. So,
Ben's like, let's talk about
below. For spoilers for Rebirth, you have some time to pause the podcast if you want, because you know it's coming out on PC soon, so we're going to be spoiling Rebirth and Remake, everybody. Check out the timestamps below.
Now it's coming to Nintendo Switch and Xbox.
Have at it, Jacob.
So just, like, I don't even have to spoil it much more than I've done, but like Remake is already dropping hints of Aerith's death.
Yes.
We all know that Aerith is going to die. It is the thing that happens in Final Fantasy VII, and Rebirth seems almost entirely like about that, where it's like that is the thing, and in a story in which the characters otherwise almost don't receive arcs and don't have anything to do other than just move through locations and not really react to them. That is the thing at the end that I was playing for, to be like, well, both of these games have been about this, let me at least get to this. And for the end then to so emotionally whiff that I just didn't feel anything playing that scene, it retroactively made me hate the game.
For that scene at the end to so emotionally whiff, it made me hate the game. We're not there yet. We're not on chapter 14 when we are going to talk about the ending. But this is the benefit of you guys showing up to the stream, so you don't have to wait for my thoughts at least. But you're going to love to hear what Jolie thinks. And I have no idea what Ernest thinks because I don't think he's played it yet. This is someone who loved Remake. This was his game of the year. And now he's played Rebirth, and he just feels like no character arc is happening. I'm not saying that I agree with him fully. I do think stuff happens, and I do think the party gets to know each other better, and that people go through character arcs. But the game does kind of just feel like we're going from place to place. Like, where are we going to follow the Black Robes next? We're going to go here, and then we're going to go here, and then we're going to go here. And I understand that they're purposely trying to misdirect us and make us think what's going on, because a lot of the reasons why these OG players think that the big twist is Aerith's death, it's not true. Like, the big twist is going to happen in part 3, and that's with Cloud. So I understand. So maybe part 3 can salvage all of this. But a lot of people, I think, are like Jacob Geller here. I think a lot of people were okay with going in, if they were first timers, they hopped into Remake and they're like, whoa, what a cool game. That ending was a little weird, but stuff's happening. I'm okay to be a part of it, right? And then Rebirth had this opportunity to ask more questions, but also answer more of them. And I'm in the camp that they answer so little in Rebirth, and they spend so much time misdirecting and wasting time in Rebirth, that this is kind of the overall sentiment that a lot of newcomers have to the series. And I think a lot of people that talk about it online and that are in the Final Fantasy VII space love it, because they're just like, whoa, part 3 is going to answer all this stuff, and we got to trust the developers because it's going to be good. I'm just here to kind of speak for the people, like these, like Jacob, like Janet, like Jeff, and for myself, who started playing the game first, or the re-trilogy first. I don't think that they're doing an effective job of telling us a coherent story while still placing mystery boxes for us to uncover. I understand that they have to follow the events of the original game, and I don't know what happens completely in the original game. I have inklings and ideas, but I think that, like I said, all the YouTubers, all the commentators in our space that are like having a field day with this, they're having a good time, and I think it was made for them. I do. I don't think it was made for first timers. I think you can go along for the ride, but I think they're getting too cute with their storytelling and their misdirections, and they're losing the common gamer. I think they are. This is evidence of that. Let's keep going.
That I felt like I was investing this time because I cared about the characters and I cared about the story and I wanted to see their take on this. And their take was just that they didn't have a take. It just seemed like nothing. That I enjoyed 90% of the time that I played Rebirth, and for that to botch that section so badly, it truly soured the entire experience for me in a way that was not about the mini games and was not about the open world activities. It was about what the game is.
What was the whiff? Can you explain that?
At the end of this game, Aerith dies, but not. They show you 3 different versions of the scene. It's not clear if she's died or not. She comes back in a boss fight immediately after she's died. There is no room for you or the characters to emotionally react to it. And it basically seems like the game was so obsessed with having a clever thing that happened about her death that it loses all emotionality.
Yeah, I agree with Jacob here. So he's saying that the main goal of the re-trilogy is to be, to have the mystery more than telling the story. It's superseding that. And you get that feeling when you play Rebirth. At least I do, right? Because at the end of Remake, it's they throw this big twist that we weren't expecting, we fight, the Harbinger of Fate, and we change destiny, and we have this big battle with Sephiroth that wasn't supposed to take place until the end of the game in the original, but we accept it because it's they're doing something different. And then they have the big text at the end of the game that's the unknown journey continues or something, or maybe that's what it says at the end of Rebirth. But my point is I get them mixed up because they do the exact same thing at the end of Rebirth. They don't tell anything new. It's they want to reintroduce us to that twist again, and it's supposed to have the same emotional weight. Because now they're doing the will they, won't they with Aerith's death. It's they want that to be the catalyst that gets us to go to part 3. Because Aerith's death is one of the most famous deaths in all video game history. But it's they didn't have anything else to do, so they told the exact same thing. It's whispers are back and we don't really know what happened. Please buy part 3. It's that was bad. You took one of the most impactful moments in all of gaming and you didn't commit. You whiffed. The only video that gives me any semblance of hope in this ending is Subtext video, if you've seen it. But I also think that's giving the developers a lot of credit. If they do give us the resolution and answer all the questions in part 3, then great. But if they don't, I think that they took this opportunity to have this impactful story moment that gives so much momentum to the rest of the story, and they just do nothing with it. I'll talk more about it when we get to chapter 14 and talk about the ending. But yeah, I feel the same way. I agree with Jacob Geller here.
That it does not emotionally resonate at all.
It is a huge thing.
But Plan C, I want to respond to your comment because you say most of this is irrelevant at the end of the day. It's all on part 3. It will make or break or make it all. I don't think so. I think I don't think Rebirth does an effective job of standing alone on its own as a game. I think it whiffs, like Jacob says, in the storytelling department. I think that part 3 can retroactively make part 2 feel better, but it's you have to play them back to back, right? do it as like a one big game. But I think there's other examples in media, like, you know, the Two Towers as a good example. And then I gave a bad example as The Matrix Reloaded as a bad example, right? That's a convoluted mess. And I think you can go back and say, oh yeah, like Matrix Reloaded is a kind of garbage movie and it's kind of makes no sense. But then you get more answers in the third installment, but it's still like you go back and it's like Reloaded was weird, right? I think part 3 can do damage control for part 2. I don't think it will make Rebirth shine as an amazing game. I really don't. I hope it does, but that's not how I'm feeling. Anyway, Plan C says, well, my example was Return of the Jedi made Empire Strikes Back a fan favorite. It's a widely negative before then. Yes, okay, that's fine, but like let's use that as an example. Empire still tells a story. It's just a negative story. Guess what happens in Empire? Luke loses his hand. He loses to Darth Vader. He gets a reveal that Darth Vader is his father. Han Solo gets frozen in carbonite. Stakes happen. What happens at the end of Rebirth? Do we know? Half of the internet is saying that Aerith's alive, and half the internet is saying that she's dead. Half of the internet saying it's all in Cloud's mind, and half the internet saying no, because we change fate, something will change. It just seems like the thing that they wanted people to take away from the ending of Rebirth was not stakes, not things that happen like The Empire Strikes Back, where they make and commit to a decision. What they do in Rebirth is that they want the twist and, you know, marketing cycle of will they, won't they, what's happening in the future to extend to the third game. They don't commit. So I think it's bad. Anyway, but yeah. I mean, I get you. Context is missing. Yeah, totally. Imagine, Mr. Bigglesworth says, imagine playing through Remake and Rebirth again in the future, and we'll have full knowledge. Aerith has died in part 3. You will roll your eyes in the foreshadowing scenes. Yeah, but they wasted so much time. I don't think that they're going to cram it all. I don't think it's going to be a satisfying game if they have to cram all the events that happen in part 3. Because if I'm wrong, you people who've played the original can tell me I'm wrong. And again, I'm telling you from a perspective of someone who has not played the original, and I think the storytelling is bad right now. I think that I can see the writing on the page because I'm involved enough that it's like we want to be cute and we want to do like this narrative, you know, twist that's not about just like events happening like Aerith dying and it's all in Cloud's head. Like that makes sense in the original, right? The things that bug me, it's like I can see like the thing that's most important to them is their gotcha kind of like, we're doing something different, but is it true or is it not? That's like all I can think about when I think about the re-trilogy. That's all. I can't even like focus on the main stories because I'm like, I don't even know if you are committing to anything, so I'm not going to pay attention until part 3 because it's just like multiple timeline shenanigans. Everyone can live. Like Aerith supposedly died in Rebirth, and then like Jacob says, seconds later you're fighting the final boss with her. Okay, like I get that the twist is cool, like if Cloud's seeing her and the others aren't, but they don't give us that payoff, or they don't give us that impactful moment. We just see characters like sad, like Tifa hunched over and crying, right? And then, so if you're like not an OG player, you have no idea what's happening. You just see Cloud like space cadetting out, right? Looking out in the field. He's like, hey, Aerith. And everyone else is like sobbing their eyes out. That only makes sense if you've played the original. And then you only have an idea, and it was like it was always in their head. So now in part 3, what do they need to do? What do they need to do? They need to go back in time and show us that like Cloud just like didn't think about it because he's like now, according to the diagram, he's in superposition state. So he's living in multiple universes right now, multiple timelines or whatever within the live stream, right? So in his mind, he sees Aerith and everything's fine because he stopped Sephiroth, right? But then everyone else is in Beagle universe and they're just like, she's dead, right? It's like, we don't know that. We didn't even know Aerith was supposed to die if we haven't played the original. We've heard about it probably. But they don't make a decision. They just want us to wait until part 3 again. So they have to spend part of part 3 to answer that question that was already answered in the original games. So they have to spend all that time backfilling that stuff, and then they have to continue on the events with all the stuff with Cloud that we don't even know about, and they have to like hit all the narrative beats and all the places that we're going to go, and we have to fight all the weapons and do all the things and see all the scenes with the other characters in the development. We're gallivanting across the world in the high wind and all that stuff, right? You wasted some time. Okay. Anyway, sorry, let's keep going.
And I think you're totally right. The developers, they crawled up their butt 6 ways to Sunday because like this is a big thing.
Yes.
Aerith's death is a big thing in the game. What
They
are we
did
going to do
crawl
with
up
it?
their butts.
Let's try and add some twist on it to propel people into part 3. It didn't work for me. At least I understand what they're going for, and it's slightly different than I think you're setting it up for. Like, Jacob, it's interesting to say, like, you know, Remake and Rebirth are all about Aerith. That's like the biggest thing in 7. Like, my favorite stuff from 7, we haven't gotten to yet. And the interesting thing is with Aerith's death, the reason that they made it. So basically, what happens is Cloud sees it as he is saving Aerith, and it seems like the implication is everybody else watched Aerith get the hell stabbed out of her by Sephiroth. So it's a weird disconnect between Cloud and the rest of the group. And yes, it is surreal and strange. Then the end of Remake was really strange and surreal as well. But Aerith comes in and fights in, but it's always this question of like, which Aerith is this? Is this an Aerith from the future, an alternate Aerith? Because we're dealing with multiple timelines and a bunch of nonsense that they added into Remake here. But by and large, what they're doing is they're taking like one of the big climactic moments from Final Fantasy VII, like the big emotional gut punch, and they're using it as fuel for this section of part 3 that they're going to be getting to, because it's a complicated thing. And I don't want to spoil the original 7 more than I have to here, but it's the idea of there is like, I don't know, a twist might be too much.
Okay, do you see how he's like dying to tell you what happens in the OG? He's like, I don't want to spoil it more than I have to, but it's like he's talking to a group of people who have never played the original. And he's like, you guys just don't get it because like you don't know that Cloud's messed up in the head. There's a big twist. Cloud's been making it all up. He's been pretending to be someone he's not. Not that he's been pretending, but I don't even know like why he thinks the way he does. But he's like dying. He's like, if you only knew what the OG told you, this would make more sense, right? But that's my point. Is that these games aren't made. The storytelling does not cater to newbies. They don't cater to the common casual gamer. And if you're just here for the ride, cool. That's fun. Subtext is here, and he's saying, just catching up on the past few minutes, I've told people that the story in Re-Trilogy may end up being brilliant, but the storytelling is fairly messy, or has compromises for a 3-game structure. It's like, yes, and subtext, like you've caught up, so you've kind of heard me griping. But my point is like, you're a better storyteller than me. I'm like a casual guy. I'm playing this and I'm just saying like it's not making sense to me. And it's everyone's like, well, you gotta wait for part 3. You gotta wait for part 3. I get that. I'm leaving room for that. I'm open to that. But I feel like I'm just, as I'm playing these games, all I'm seeing is the narrative that like the developers want to tell you, rather than like focusing on the characters and stuff. Because all I'm seeing is their bait and switch. Like, will it? Won't they? Like, will it happen? Won't it happen? Whisper stuff rather than just being immersed in what the characters are going through. It's like all I can see on the page is just that they're trying to misdirect me. That's like all I'm getting. So it's like I'm expecting it now. So in part 3, it's going to be like, okay, like I'm just waiting for that big reveal, because now all the Re-Trilogy is for me is like, how are you going to tie up all the extra stuff that you've been putting in Remake and then in Rebirth? And like, then you have to hit the story beats that were supposed to be in Rebirth. But you chose not to do that because we don't really know. You want to misdirect us to that point, right? Alyssa says, subtext, good timing as always. And Mr. Bigglesworth says, kind of bouncing off of Dan MC said, the Re-Trilogy carries the overarching story forward, but revealing the OG was a lie in some way. By revealing the OG was a lie. Gotcha. But we don't know. Right? Subtext says, luckily in OG, you get the big reveal by putting in the next discs. But with this, you got to wait 3 years. Okay, cool. See, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I know, like, what the twist is, kind of. But Subtext even told me the other day, he's like, you got a lot that you're going to experience, right? But like I said, yeah, it's like this is a group of people that are just down on the storytelling, and Ben right here is just pleading with them. He's like, I just wish I could tell you, like, and he goes off and he talks a little bit about a little bit of spoilers.
Yeah, there's a twist. There's like a big reveal in Final Fantasy VII that they haven't gotten to yet in the remake trilogy. But because of the production, for other mysterious reasons that I don't want to spoil, but I guess I can if we really want to get into it, of like the rest of Square and the rest of the Final Fantasy VII series that they've spun off from that original game, they've basically kind of spoiled this twist that's going to be happening where it should be happening in part 3. So they have no fuel for this twist anymore. If they reveal it, it'd be like, well, you basically already told us that in remake. Like, I don't know how much it's sinking in, but like all the cards are basically on the table if people want to put this twist together. And so their answer to that is, okay, what if we add extra fuel to that twist by now making Cloud not aware of Aerith's fate? And this can be an impact in part 3, is he'll realize like, oh my God, you mean Aerith died on that day? Cloud is not the most held together person mentally, is kind of the bigger picture stuff. And so it's one of those things where it's like, I see what you guys are going for. It's a bummer that the emotional moment from Final Fantasy VII left me with no emotions. Like, I was more emotionally
I would
wrought.
argue the story just like, it's not doing anything else. You know?
So yeah, Subtext, you're here. Look, I'm sure all of you have watched Subtext video, but this is like Subtext opening premise where he's talking about how the ending of Rebirth, right? And if I misquote you, Subtext, tell me. The end of Rebirth is like this thing where he didn't feel anything. And then you have an OG fan like Ben Hansen here who's like obsessed. He talks about it all the time, that Final Fantasy VII is his great like favorite game of all time. And he's like, me, this guy who loves Final Fantasy VII was left feeling nothing. Right? And it's like, so Subtext does a good job of going into his video, and he's like, it's like, if we trust the developers, if they pull it off, then great. So that's, I keep saying, Subtext video is the only video on the internet that gives me hope that they could pay it off. I just think they have their work cut out for them, because then they have to backfill all these payoff moments by, you know, fulfilling their new narrative twists, as well as hitting the plot beats that they're kind of skipping over in order to kind of, you know, do their shenanigans or whatever, right? But yeah, you have these people that have played it and they're like, we're emotionally empty. So if you're a new player, that's why my argument tonight is like, I just don't think like Ben Hansen here has a level of understanding, and like he's like, they're going to pay it off later and they're waiting for that big emotional impact to come in part 3, right? They want you to hold out for that. Whereas, like, if you're not someone that's played it and you have no idea, you're just kind of thinking, like, that made no sense. And that empty feeling that everyone feels, right, is just kind of like, ugh. And I don't know, like, the bummer thing is I want people to experience part 3. My goal is not to tell people not to play it. I think you should go play it. I'm going to play it. I'm going to buy it day one. Me and Jolie are probably going to buy 2 copies this time. And I might, if it comes out on PC at the same time, that way I can play it instead of waiting for her to, you know, finish on the PS5. But yeah. But then my other point, so Ben Hansen thinks he's got it figured out, and maybe he does, right? And maybe people like Subtext have it figured out, or Maximilian Dude, or like whatever. They like have a way better understanding of this stuff than people like me. But then it's like we have a huge group on the internet. They're saying like, no, Aerith doesn't die, right? So he's saying like, when Cloud comes to realization that Aerith was dead the whole time, then he's going to lose it and he's going to have that moment, right? Which is weird, because doesn't he like have that water burial and stuff in the OGs? And he's like, you know, even if he was kind of crazy, I don't know, I haven't played part 3. So it's like they can't retroactively like have him go back in time and have him maybe in another universe, and then he combines the reunion and then he can remember everything. I don't know. It's all crazy. It's all crazy, right? It's fun. It's interesting, but I think at the cost of coherent storytelling, and they're losing normies like me and like the rest of this panel, right? Anyway, let's keep going.
You know, like I hear you saying like this whole game is setting things up, but like what that resulted in is a game where I felt like none of the characters had character arcs. And so again,
I disagree with him there. I think the characters have a lot of character arcs. I know that people have problems with dying in the original not being the same. But I do think we learn. I think Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is Barrett's game. I think we get to learn about his backstory, about his wife. I think we get to learn about his motivations with Marlene, and I I see that he gets closer to Cloud, and I love that scene where Cloud picks up his gun after the whole thing with Diane. And he's like, "We're here for you, man." It's like Cloud is telling him, this stoic mercenary who's acting like, tougher than he actually is, but he's letting it slip a little bit, and there's a little bit of Cloud, leaking through.
To the end, and I'm just like, why did I do this if they don't feel different than when they started? All the characters are so different from where they start in Remake. They change so much.
Yes, I would push back, not to be like, oh, you said this, but like, I do think there's still like the charming thing about this game is the character moments and the individual character storylines, the characters interacting with each other, the characters having fun in this world for the first time, really, now that they're outside of Midgar. And like, even on that first review podcast, Jacob, you're like, it has great character storylines, but the big picture doesn't add to anything. So I don't want to dismiss that, like, there is fun character stuff. You talk about like the character arcs that people have, like Barrett had a huge arc. There's good Tifa stuff in there. They add new elements for everybody. Red 13 had like his biggest chapter throughout this entire thing. Like, people get their due in this.
Jacob says he hated, but I don't know. Like, that's Red 13 has his character arc in chapter 10, right? But then the Gi are introduced, and it's this whole thing. They don't like Red's new voice, but see, they're not OG players, so they don't know. Javier says, I disagree with that also. They had plenty of character growth, so that makes me wonder, did he really play the game, or was he just out of it and didn't care anymore? Jacob is a person who, he's a YouTube essayist, I think, too. He writes books, and he's like a pretty critical thinker. So I trust him when it comes to like storytelling and things like that. I don't know him like super well, but from what I've listened to, he seems like a pretty like with it guy. But like we talked about, they have lots of games to play, and maybe he's not playing all of it. But yeah, but I do get the idea, or I do get I can relate to the sense of like, we just kind of went to different locations and unlocked towers, and the story kind of beats happened, and then we kept following robe guys that progressed the story. Like, it kind of feels like that, at least to me, right? I know big things are happening, right? But it's like, where did the robe guys go next? Let's go there. I think that will lead us to Sephiroth. Okay. It's kind of lazy, like, narrative, like, writing to me, because they're just trying to advance the story, and they can't think of a better way. It's like, where did they go? The robe guys went to the gold saucer. Let's take this tram up. They're like, let's go to Final Fantasy Disneyland. Anyway, but Subtext says, even OG players didn't really know about Red 13's voice. It was mostly a Japan where Red's vocabulary changes quite a bit, but the deep voice and high voice change was pretty new to everyone. Okay, so some people love it, some people didn't. Thanks, Subtext. I didn't know. I thought that was like a real reveal that people knew. Javier Plan C says, not much happened in the OG at that point either. Okay, cool. You guys are talking about that. Remake was more story driven to me, and Rebirth is more game driven. It kills the story and pace. I think so too. I think I like Rebirth. I think if you spend time in the side quests, then you're getting those character moments. And that's the problem with games when it comes to storytelling. You're never going to have that linear, like, perfect pacing that a director and editor can like lock down the pacing and like, this is the best way to tell a story, because that's just, games are never going to be able to tell stories that way as good as like other media, like movies, right? But that's okay, because games can do other things, right? The stuff that Jolie and I always argue on, it can let you make choices that a movie can't, right? So you can go on a date with Tifa, or you can go on a date with Era. The relationship mechanics in this are weird, but apparently they were weird in the original. So whatever, but games allow you to do that, right? Anyway, let's keep going.
This game, this game is almost nothing but like, we're going to move from the Barrett storyline to the Red 13 storyline to Yuffie's storyline. Like, they're giving all the characters their due here. Whether or not that's landed for is another story, but
But they have like moments of, and I don't disagree that the moment to moment character writing is fun.
Totally.
But like,
yeah.
Where I am at is like looking back on the game, thinking like, how have I changed in my relationship to these characters? And it just like, it truly is, I just feel like I could have skipped Rebirth entirely, and I wouldn't be like less informed or interested in what any of the characters are going through.
Yeah, that's
I'm
really
confused
fair.
about the dog guy though. I'm not gonna.
They go off on red for a little bit, right? Let's see. Alyssa says, in the OG, you didn't really know about them, especially if you were new to Final Fantasy, so it made it more fun. Subtext says, I had a whole tweet thread about this topic. TLDR, Rebirth mostly maps the OG story. It replicates most of the start of Act 2, but at the start of Act 2, it's mostly having fun and getting to know the characters. There's a lot of hardcore plot, not until Gongaga, really. Yeah, like Chapter 9, it does kind of just feel like, all right, like let's talk about the plot again, right? Because before then, it was like, just follow the ropes, follow the ropes. Alyssa says, in Rebirth, it just felt too obvious, especially with the meter being allowed to be shown. You're talking about the relationships mechanics. Yeah, it's like, it's funny. I don't know, like, if you're going to put a relationship in there, like, let me know what I'm doing. Because before, it's just like, let me choose if you're going to let me choose, you know? Javier says, it's my problem with Red Dead Redemption. I love that game so much, but you fall into a black hole of time because you can lose yourself into an open world and story sit still. Yeah. What's up, VQR or VQ Rhapsody? I always think that Final Fantasy VII Remake Rebirth is like your shonen anime, whereas Expedition 33 is the Netflix Castlevania series. Okay, cool. So, everyone's saying, you know, like, Expedition 33 just has like a great story from start to finish, and it's like always pushing you, right? You know, I finished Act 1. I see tweets all the time that they're like, I just finished Expedition 33. I'm on Act 2. Mind blown. I can't believe it, you know? Whereas, like, if you're finishing, you know, you finish Chapter 6 and it's Anime Beach episode for Rebirth, and it's like, we fought Hojo. He tried to trap us, but Yuffie came and Johnny saved the day. It's like, it just feels more popcorny. Like, why are we doing this? It's fun. I think it's cool. Like, it's for the people that, you know, love these characters, and you're going on and you know, like Jolie, for example, I don't know if she's listening still, but Jolie doesn't play that many games, right? She plays Final Fantasy. She just doesn't have time for it. She's playing, you know, she hasn't like played a ton of other series, right? I'm kind of more like, I'm playing Helldivers 2 at nights with my friends. I play like Super Smash Brothers. I'm playing, you know, like fighting games and other types of games. I'm not just totally like a narrative JRPG guy, but JRPGs are like my favorite adventures to go on because they're just awesome, fantastical worlds, and I love being in that environment, right? And I like characters, and they give you time with them. But I've talked about this before, where it's like Mass Effect is my favorite Western RPG, right? Because the world is so fleshed out, and I think the storytelling is just like boom, boom, boom. It's like, it's better than most movies that I've seen. It's so good. I still have time to take as much time as I want to go and talk to my crew or whatever, but all the storytelling that takes place in Mass Effect is not an open world game, right? So you can just go, and the times that they give you to kind of breathe and sit are like the slow moments that you're with your crew. You're talking to them on the Normandy, or you're talking to them in like loyalty missions that are linear, and like the pacing is good, you know, it hits story beats a lot quicker. And I think when big storytelling games get away from that and they have these big open worlds, then you lose the pacing no matter what you do. And, you know, it's just what it is. Like, that's the price they have to pay if they want to go open world and give people the freedom to just live in the world that they love and adore. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I do think it will hinder your story. But going back to Jolie, like, Jolie is someone that doesn't play a lot of games. So like, when she plays Rebirth, she's just like, this is awesome. I only play Final Fantasy games, and I get to go like do all these weird side quests with Barrett. Like, she's talked about in the recent episode, she gets to talk about saving Mr. Birdie or whatever. Like, you know, she's like, that was totally dumb and contrived, and the writers had to come up with some dumb explanation as to why they go out setting bird traps for Cloud Jr., right? You know, but it's like, but she's still happy because she got to go and, you know, be with the games that she loves, right? So she critiques it narratively, and she's like, that's bad, but at the same time, she's like, it was fun because I got to play more Final Fantasy. Anyway, so there's multiple different types of gamers out there. I understand, right? Javier says, Dead or Alive Extreme Final Fantasy VII Beach Edition. No, that's just, you're talking about when I was talking about Chapter 6. Yes, it was fan servicey. We all know. Alyssa says, I do remember hearing that they had to talk about one point ending remake at Aerith's death, but I think that was their early process after taking it over again. And I could be wrong about this, but I believe that the OG, right? The original, the halfway point is Aerith's death, but we've already gone 2/3 and they're only getting to the halfway. So apparently there's just like all this other content in part 3 that we're supposed to get to. And like they got to tie it all up in one game and still have the pacing be good. I don't know. And do you think that I don't think that they will have a game like Rebirth that was open world and then take that away from us. That would be a bold choice. I think that'd be cool if it was like, hey, the pacing's back. Like, we're not going to let you just ride a chocobo around this open world section, you know? Mr. Bigelow says, did you play Gestural Beach Volleyball? No, I did not. Back when they weren't sure how long each game was going to be, how long many would even be. That's true. They didn't even know it was going to be a trilogy, right? 300-hour main quest. It would explain the crazy stuff in Chapter 9 happening out of nowhere like it did, so I credit the rumor as valid. Yeah. Okay, so you weren't sure. They've got too much to tie up. That's what it just feels like. There's too much. I want them to succeed. I'm not here to bash on your game. So many people were like, why are you being such a downer? It's like, I'm not. I just think there's better ways to tell stories. And if you're trying to misdirect us, that's fine. But like, you got so much to do. Please do it. Javier says, Alyssa, didn't they say originally the re-trilogy was going to be more serialized, more episodes, maybe 7 games, and they settled part 3? Yeah, they wanted to come out with games quicker. I remember them talking about it. So it's like part 1, it's like whatever. But then they realized it was just a huge feat. One thing I am grateful for in today's modern development cycle, it's so hard to get games. Sometimes it can take 10 years. Sometimes it's 7 years. It's like 2020 happened and we got, Rebirth in 2024. 4 years is a long time, but that's a good turnaround for most developers in the modern, $200 million budget games. So awesome that we're getting them, and that I assume that we'll get it in 2027. It just makes sense, right? Like the first game came out in 2020, then it'll be 7 years later for the final installment for Final Fantasy VII, return or reunion, whatever, and it's the 30th anniversary. So I think that that's what they're targeting. And if they can get that turnaround in 3 years, like good for them. That's awesome in today's day and age. Anyway, so we got to get through this. You guys are talking to each other. You can chat.
Well, the dog guys
would be like, why do I hate his voice now?
I like so the idea is Red 13 is the great wise cat dog with a tail on fire, right? And the idea in the original and the remake here is that's all a bit of an act. Like he's actually this creature that lives for like 600 years. And so it's kind of like a Yoda situation where, you know how Baby Yoda is actually 50 years old or whatever? It's the basic idea. So Red 13 is he's actually just like a teenager. So once he gets to his hometown.
The first Baby Yoda.
Right, yeah. So once he gets to his hometown, he's like, hey, so great to see you, Grandpa. And he like drops to his real voice. And I do think that's interesting that he's putting on this front to being the tough guy after he's being tortured in a lab by Hojo for all these years, right?
What drives me nuts about this is though, like Red 13 to us is like this wise sage who gives us all he can like see the whispers, and they kind of explain it in remake. And he talks about like he sees all those visions, and all the rest of the party are like, what's this all about? And Red's the one that's answering it. But meanwhile, he's just this young in his age, right? He's young in his species or whatever. And he's giving us all the answers. He's like, this is what happens if we fail here today. Like, what? I was like taking Red's word as gospel in remake. It's like, well, he knows about the whispers. He knows that they're arbiters of fate. I think the definition of what the whispers are come from Red 13, right? Like, so we're trusting Red to give us all this explanation. And then in Rebirth, we find out that he's like making it all up. And that's more confusion to me as someone who's like trying to sort this all out. It's like, did those definitions of the whispers even make any sense? Because it was Red who said them. We didn't even know.
Right? But
Red herring
changed that voice from like gravelly wise to, oh boy, blah, blah. It's like, it is a 1 to a 10. And if it was like a 4 to a 6.
Does he go back to it though, too?
Nope.
Or does he not?
Yeah, he
stays
sticks
to
with it.
Okay.
Even in combat and
then he sees
everything.
like a statue of his dad. I think the only good character moment is honestly the thing with Barrett. Like,
sure.
And even that was followed up by one of the worst boss battles I've ever played in this franchise.
You saw me
gun
freak out
versus
about
gun
dying.
in a Magic game is not interesting.
But it's kind of
combat.
cool to have one-on-one
It was
Barrett
really
fight
bad,
there, yeah.
and I think that's a perfect example of like Rebirth's problems. Like I was looking back on my whirlwind of a life with this game, this terrible relationship that I was in. And like, that was something that I had like written about. Like, the highs of this game gaslight me into forgetting that the lows exist, and the pattern repeats. And at a certain point, I think they run out of highs to show me. It's like, I already know it's cool to fight a big cool thing. And not that ever like loses its juice, but that can only get you so far. And I think the like, oh, it's cool to see the characters having fun. I think, frankly, this is always so tough because we don't have the capability of like, what if we erase your memory of 1996 and you give me that somehow I'm a 2-year-old who can read, you know, like, and swap them. But I think without the nostalgia, like, I don't feel anything for these characters. Like, I think this game relies so heavily on, you love this guy already, right? It's like, no, I don't. I just met him in the first one. Oh, hey.
He's pointing to Haley because she never played the original, but she loves these characters. I think the momentum of the discourse is driven by people with nostalgia. I don't think that the characters are unlikable if you haven't played the originals. I mean, like, I played so much other gaming stuff that Cloud has been in because he's just a gaming icon. He's not just a JRPG icon. He's an icon in, you know, they have him as guest characters everywhere. And like, you know, I know who Sephiroth is, and I knew who Tifa was, and I knew who Aerith was before I ever played any of these games, and I never touched the original games, right? So it's like they are just beloved characters, and the overall zeitgeist of just gaming has, you know, permeated us if you've been in the space at all. And I think you have to, like, I think you cannot avoid knowing who these characters are if you're even somewhat tangentially, like, unless you just play Call of Duty and Madden every year. Like, what's that stuff that's so lame? You play those lame Japanese games? Like my brother. He plays like Call of Duty. I'm like, play other stuff. But yeah, I do think that like this is a lot of people, this is example of people that are just kind of like, I don't know, like, I don't know these characters. I don't think Janet gave it enough time for sure, but these are perspectives of people that never played the OG.
Haley, you think this game is interesting, even though you just showed up. You're who I'm looking for,
like,
maybe.
I have no feelings for the original. So it's like, it's not nostalgia, but I was impressed how, without nostalgia, how closely I felt connected to them.
Yeah, see, these are the people that are kind of more like me.
The like rotten feeling of this was like, it's not working for me now. It worked for me before, and it's not doing it now.
And I think the big, kind of disconnect, amongst the group is the idea of like, I hear you on all these fronts, that like the idea of, oh, I could have just skipped this entire chapter. What's the point? What do we learn about this character, like all these characters as a group? And it's like, what you learn is they're now a tighter group of friends, and they learn to really become friends in Rebirth. And for me, that's Kate Sith catnip. Like, that is the sweetest thing. That's all I want. For a little payoff to a side quest, be like, hey, you get to pick flowers with Aerith. Like, I would give anything to pick flowers with Aerith. Absolutely. And so
the OG fans,
is, I think, creating this
they're
weird
fueling this re-trilogy.
I'm curious to hear Haley's take as another newcomer.
Also, are we still in spoilers? Haley, do you want spoilers for your stuff?
We can lift them up. I'm not going to say anything spoilery.
Okay, spoilers up, everybody. Spoilers over for Rebirth. Nice. But Haley, you haven't talked about your experience with 7 this year.
Yeah, I played Remake and Rebirth one after another this year, which I think probably made me like it more because my brain's probably conflating the two together, because I think if I were to separate them, I do like Remake a lot more. And everything that Rebirth did that I liked was Remake-y. So it was kind of just like the closed hallway, like kind of linear areas of Rebirth are my favorite part, because it's just focusing on the characters. And I'm kind of like you, Ben. Like, I just want to hang out with them, like, genuinely. Like, I was dragging my feet to finish the game because I just liked being in that group of characters and like seeing how they were interacting with one another. I was doing all the side content, all that kind of stuff, and mostly just because I was dragging my feet because I didn't want to leave the world, which I think is just a testament to how good the character writing is. Like, the dialogue when they're all just in a group doing dumb stuff, like you're saying, like just picking flowers and whatever. Like, why?
I agree with her. This is me. Like, I will, but I think that's just the type of person I am. I'm not worried about playing other games, so I'll eat up any side quest that they give me. The reason I mainlined it was, like I've told you before, so I could play it anytime Jolie wasn't on the PS5. I was on it.
Why are we even doing this? It's like, because I like Aerith and she's cute and I want to pick a flower with her. Like, whatever. That's kind of why that game carried me through the whole way. But, you know, obviously the open world stuff is insanely repetitive, weak at times, but it's bundled together in such a insanely high budget package that it also kind of gets away for me with not minding those boringness items too much, because Jesus, it looks pretty, and like the music's insanely good, and all the
Combat's
characters are
great,
polished to an insane degree that it looks like I'm watching a movie. If I were to boil it down, really, it's just the characters are good enough that I don't really care if what they were doing was boring at times, or if the story didn't, because I agree, it kind of didn't 100% land for me either, not to do spoilers, but then it brought me back in that final cutscene where I was like crying, and I was like, wow, I did not think I was gonna cry. That's actually kind of crazy, because I was like, haha, this hasn't gotten its hooks in me, and then I started crying. Like, you can see the stream, I'm like, oh god, whoops, like I actually care about these characters way more than I thought.
See, so like she has that reaction at the end. So I'm assuming that she thinks Aerith is gone, right? But some people feel empty. Like, is she? Because maybe she wasn't catching like the initial like we're gonna change fate. So maybe Aerith, maybe she just wasn't anticipating like what are they gonna do for Aerith's death? Because I think everyone's question when they made the change in remake, it's like what are they gonna do to switch it, right? It's like the number one question on everybody's mind is like, what are they going to do with Aerith? What are they going to do with Aerith? Right? There's other twists and turns, but it's like now they've given us an option for Aerith to maybe survive. Is that going to happen? And then there's like, no, they're never going to do it. They're going to make you think that they're going to save her, and then they're not going to save her, right? To get us hyped again, right? But what Haley's saying is that, and I kind of think it's interesting because she's like, but the music is so good. That like the graphics, everyone's so pretty, and that the combat is great. It's like that's awesome, right? And she loves being with the characters. I have like me and Jolie talk about this a lot when it comes to critiquing a narrative. You'll forgive the overall plot if the characters are really good, because you'll withstand some bad writing or some plot contrivances if you're having so much fun with characters. Jolie and I used to rank like what was more important. Are characters more important, or is plot more important, right? Does it matter if plot makes perfect sense if you're loving the characters, or is it like the overall story has to make sense completely, but then the characters can be like a little bit below that? And I go back and forth. I kind of am like a characters person. Like if I'm having fun with, or if I'm in love with the characters of a story, I'm willing to forgive some wonky plot story, because it's like the whole reason I'm going on this adventure is just to be with them. But they're really close. Like if the plot strays too far, if it's like 3rd, 4th, 5th place on priority to the writers, and it's like you're having cool, character moments, but the plot is getting here, that's when it's like I can forgive a lot, but not that much, right? And so people are, I think they're kind of dealing with this here.
All that is to say, I totally understand the complaints. I just don't know if I personally felt them while I was playing the game. I just enjoyed myself, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I know we're doing the deepest dive on it.
So she like understands the complaints after talking to people. She's like, yeah, that makes sense, but I had fun playing it, which is totally fine. And these are the people that when people kind of argue with me on Twitter, no one's arguing with me. I'm not cool enough to argue with. But like the people that, say like, just let them have fun, let them enjoy the game. It's like, that's Haley. That's this girl right here. She's just like, it's fun, right? But I expect kind of more out of my storytelling than just giving me something pretty to look at and play. And I would forgive it with the re-trilogy and stuff if they weren't so like on the nose, like we're making changes to the story. There's ghosts that are flying around and we're telling you that they're preventing things from happening. Like it's so like in your face. We're changing stuff, right? So usually I'm not that clued in, but how could I miss that if they're just like beating me over the head with things are changing, things are changing, things are changing, and then we go through Rebirth and then people are saying nothing was ever changing, nothing was ever changing, it was always in Cloud's head, and now they're just doing it a different way. It's like, I feel like you're not respecting me because you're just like, it's so, if it turns out that in part 3 that like all the original beats happen and nothing really changes, that it was all kind of just trying to get the original people to kind of drum up hype and say, whoa, what could happen? Aerith could survive. Or this is like Cloud's going to realize that she was dead way later. You know what I mean? Like, that's going to be really bad feeling because they're like telling you, okay, a surprise is coming, a surprise is coming, a surprise is coming, a surprise is coming. Watch for the surprise. Don't miss the surprise. Like, this isn't how it normally should be. Whispers, whispers, whispers. The live stream, different endings. Zach is doing a bunch of different stuff. Like, you better pay attention. I just feel like it's a little too much. So they're not subtle anymore about it. They've never been subtle. I like that they took the big swing and remake, but it just felt like they're just stretching that out now. And they took an entire game where they should have been giving us clues and trying to kind of answer it, and they just were like, nope, we're still tricking you. We're still tricking you, you know? I'm really going off right now. I should have switched to rant cam. But anyway, so that's kind of like what I'm saying is just like, yeah, I don't know if it's enough for me just to go on an adventure with these people if they're like the main crux of this entire re-trilogy is to like see what the twist is, that their new twist.
Not exactly fair, but like I was so overflowing with.
And I'm sorry that I'm not getting to chat, but I want to get to your tactics here, so I'm trying to get through it here. We're almost done.
Thoughts and feelings of this game. Like I took 88 pages of notes on this game. Like I just, the deepest dive was like 24 hours long or something.
We know you
like,
love the game,
so
Ben.
much passion and so much thought. And like, yeah, I mean, we talked about, the combat's great, but like just going back and like looking at some of those boss sequences in particular, like fighting the Turks and stuff like that, like how they can break into like a cinematic cutscene in the middle of that combat. Like it's my favorite game combat, period. I'm trying to think of anything that I like more.
There's nothing better than when you're pausing to do the next move and like Cloud's in a backflip slow-mo and you have like a solid 15
is really
seconds
good
before you really need to make your decision, but you're just like still, you look awesome like Matrix style while you're like, what spell do I want? Like that never stopped feeling good after what was probably 180 hours straight of this game for me or something, which is an insane amount of hours, but I still was like, more fighting. Like sometimes I would just be running through areas just to find something to fight because that's all I wanted to do anyways.
Yeah.
We are
Kyle's
doing the
been
deepest
suspiciously
dive.
quiet. And Sarah.
No, everyone's very passionate in one way or the other. And I am like it's like in the middle leaning more towards Jacob, I suppose.
Okay.
He's another person who never played the original. He only got through like Midgar, which is pretty early on the original.
That's not respect. Honestly, it makes it more interesting to talk about it.
Yeah, like I mean, to sort of zoom back in and like its placement on the 210s, I suppose. Like, I mean, there's no doubt that it deserves to be on MinMax's 210s. Like Ben, your passion is like completely undeniable. Like this game is beyond just a game you like. This game
Clancy's going to bat for
and playing it. I mean,
Expedition 33.
it was. I think I even said pretty quickly, like partway into it, I was like, yeah, I think I like the remake a lot more. I think maybe not a lot, maybe that's strong, but like, yeah, it felt kind of like I'm relating to what Jacob said a lot. Whereas like by the end, I was like, okay, well, I don't. What was that for? Really, almost is how I felt a little bit about it. And these sequences that you guys were so attached to with the characters and stuff that like I didn't feel strongly about those. Like you were talking about how much you loved the musical sequence at one point. I was like
Chapter 12.
I was just like confused. I was like, I don't know what this is or why I'm doing this. And then to make matters worse, the boss that happens right after it, I've died to. And I like had to go back and replay the whole musical again.
Wow. Oh,
and
interesting.
It was like a bad timing to be like, I don't know what I'm seeing here. What is this? I don't understand how this works within the lore. Like I'm just confused on a basic level about what is happening. And I don't know how it's relevant to anything.
I will give you a teaser to what Jolie, I won't give it away, but she has thoughts about the musical and Chapter 12
thing. So let me, and I'll see it again in 10 minutes. It's how it ended up happening for me.
Oh boy.
So I like it on the lower 10s.
Yeah.
Hanson, you and Haley have a lot of great things to say about it, and I agree with most of them, but I agree with them because
anyway, they go. Then they start ranking it as part of their official game of the year list. So we don't need to go into that. A few other people say some things, but the overall sentiment in that panel is that everyone that played the OG, which is only Ben Hansen, is like gaga over the moon. And everybody else that, other than Haley, right, is just kind of like, I don't know, I'm a little bit mixed. Like, some people don't hate it, other people hate it. And like Jacob Geller, he's someone who Remake was his game of the year. And then he ends up saying, you know, that was like the biggest whiff in storytelling history. It's just such a bummer. So my whole point in doing that was to kind of talk about, like, it's okay. I'm not trying to be a gatekeeper for the Re-trilogy. I think you should play it if you haven't played any Final Fantasy games. I think it's a great place to jump in and see what Final Fantasy has to offer in the modern day. I think it's incredible, and the production values are awesome. And just like Haley was saying, the music, the combat, the characters are great. But you have to go in knowing that the story is convoluted. And what Subtext was saying earlier, that it could be great. It could be great, right? But I don't know if they're going to land the plane. I hope that they do. But from all the discourse that we see, so you're going to come to our channel because we're a Final Fantasy centric channel, and you're going to talk in the comments because you've probably, you know, watched videos about Final Fantasy on YouTube, or else you would never have found us, right? You probably consume that type of content because you enjoy the series. A lot of people, like, you guys have been teasing about them, but the reason why I bring them on is because, yeah, maybe some of them were forced to play this game. And but it gives us a perspective of someone who would not normally play these games. And if you're not normally playing these type of games, maybe you don't love it. Maybe you're forced to play something you don't like. I get that. That would be really hard for me. But a lot of these guys are open to it, and a lot of them, they're, just so you know, MinMax's game of the year. So on their top, you know, charts in 2020, it was Final Fantasy VII Remake. Like, that won the entire game of the year. So after all the deliberating, after 20 games, they voted on Remake being their game of the year, right? So to see them so fully switch against Remake or Rebirth is telling to me, because I think Rebirth fumbles its storytelling a lot harder, even with all the twists and turns, right? So anyway, I think Final Fantasy VII Remake is a great game. I think they set up some cool things. I think Rebirth is not as good of a game when it comes to the storytelling, but they succeed in a lot of other areas, which is fine. So say your prayers for the developers. Hopefully they can thread this tiny needle. They can make part 3 be a success. I hope they do it. Anyway, but enough of that. Let's change over to tactics. Let me have a quick break, and then we will see if we can beat Argath. You might have to help me. I did level up a little bit, but let's talk about it, and then we'll get into it. And I'll try and follow up on some of your chats for a little bit. But anyway, one sec. Hey guys, I'm back. I just got the super chat icon. Thank you, Alyssa. That was so nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, they're all coming in now. Apparently they only play when you go to the game screen. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for contributing to the stream. You're very kind. Alyssa said, Spencer, since you don't know the full story of the OG, would it be a success if they basically retold the story but said they beat Fate because they didn't know the OG ending was the good ending? No, I think that would suck. Because why even make the changes? Then that to me would be like it was all just to like misdirect and try to keep the OG fans engaged. Because like let's say they follow beat for beat the original, but they just expand it out, right? It's like you get to go to Costa del Sol, but instead of it being like a 5-minute like dialogue screen between some, few NPCs in the town, you get to expand it out, right? It's like they know all the story beats that are happening and they're having fun, right? If they just say like you did beat Fate and the original ending was it was the right thing all along. It's like, then why waste so much time trying to make us think otherwise? Anyway, we're done with that. Did I grind? I played like a few, so I changed you guys to a few other things, but Beach anime episode mentioned again. Yeah. Okay, so here's my team. Rams is still a monk because I feel like in order for me to complete the story, I can't waver too much. I did level up. I did grind a little bit, and I spent the job points. But I've got Javier. You're a dragoon. I don't know if you're supposed to be a dragoon, so you can correct me right now, Javier. Mr. Bigglesworth says the tension between OG versus Retrilogy is all about predeterminism versus free will. It's the same thing. Yeah, there you go. All I know is this is Plan C saying. All I know is Jeff better have the Lorian. Oh, you guys are talking about Game Awards. Alice and the Expedition 33 Orchestra there for a live performance. Well, if I can almost guarantee you, Plan C, that will happen, because if you're nominated for Game of the Year, then you get a section of, the game's music to play. So even though my beloved Xenoblade Chronicles 3 didn't win anything, but it was nominated for Game of the Year, we got to see the Game Awards Orchestra play some music from Expedition 33. So you'll get that. Andrew John Bennett is up. He's awake, feeding his 4-month-old or 5-month-old. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is my personal goatee, but I think Clair Obscur will win it all, and I'm okay with that too. Yeah, I feel like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, I know of it, I've never played it, but I just think it will be too niche of a game. Like it's so immersive sim, right? You have to like grind your powder and eat food or else you starve, and the way you play and all that stuff, but I hear it's amazing. Okay, anyway, Javier, yeah, Dragoon is good, okay? Mr. Bigglesworth, I have you as a Mystic, but I'm keeping the white magic so I can do stuff. Jolie, I switched her back to a Chemist because I want to unlock, like, all this stuff. I feel like I have zero actual, like, items that I can use, and it kind of bums me out because it's just a giant list. So I wanted to, like, unload that and maybe get Auto Potion or something, but yeah, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 should be a nominee in my opinion. But I also don't think game journalists play Kingdom Come Deliverance. I think like it sold like 2-3 million copies, which is like really good, And Expedition has only sold 5 million, but like all the games journalists are talking about Expedition 33, and like give me a podcast or an episode where people go off on Kingdom Come Deliverance. It's like not, people don't talk about it. Anyway, so I'm just doing my own thing with Jolie. And then Alyssa, I got you movement speed 2. And what else did I get you? I didn't know. I got you still XP and poach. I don't know. I was just grabbing stuff. My idea with grinding was like, I'm just going to get you a bunch of stuff before we switch you. So anyway, so Javier, what I want you to do now is I want you to let me know, you said that Dragoon is good. I just got the first jump that I could get because that's all I could get. But then everything else we have you set for your fundamentals as your backup. Should I use anything else that we've done? Should I use aim instead? We could have you shoot. No, see, okay. Before I start, I unlocked Dragoon, but I don't have a spear, and I can't buy a spear at any of the shops that I've been to. At least I think. I could go. Let me check all the spots. Did I go here? Maybe that's what I was doing. Yeah. Oh, they don't sell spears yet. Okay, cool. Thank you, Plancy. So that's what I felt like. We unlocked him, but I'm like, maybe we should change his job because that's not going to help me. So should we go back to Thief? I kind of want to just put you as an archer because I know how to play as archer, and we're doing a story game right now. Story battle. We need to get you equipped. I'll go get you some ring mail. I'll get you sorted out. I'm being lame. I can grind on my own time. We're here to... I don't even know what mystic job. What did I get? What should I get as a mystic? Should I not play as a mystic? All right, Javier. Sorry, I'm not asking you. I'm just doing it. Mr. Bigglesworth requires White Mage level 5, Black Mage level 5, Time Mage level 4, and Mystic level 4. Okay, so we have level 5 Black Mage and a level 7 White Mage and a level 4. So yeah, we need to get your Mystic up. So tell me, should I get Umbra or Hesitation, or should I don't know, I should get something, right? Tell me what I should get, Bigglesworth. Alyssa says, unless something drops soon, that blows everyone away. To me, it's the front runner. Yeah, Expedition. I think so. I think Kingdom Come is a more niche game, but I want it to get its flowers too. But I don't trust game journalists. I think they all play the same stuff and they all have a hive mind and think the same thing. There's a few people that are like, this is my game of the year, and they're like, you like Kingdom Come Deliverance? You have to like do stuff in that game, and it's so boring. Get whatever you want. It's all about swapping. Okay, cool. Yes. That's fine. I'll just get, let's see, temporarily rob sight, so it blinds them, or I kind of like disable. Let's try that. Okay. There you go. And Jolie, I'm going to stick you as chemist because I'm doing something weird. Alyssa, anything you want me to do here with your thief? Andrew John Bennett says, saw the Halloween picture you posted. You're a lot taller than Jolie. I am. I'm 6'2", 6'3". Jolie thinks I'm 6'3". I think I'm 6'2". When I get measured at the doctor, I'm a little above 6'2", but I always have my shoes on. Knight, Spencer. Okay, cool. Let's switch you. Knight. Let's change job.
How do I look?
All right. Arts of War and Fundamentals. You want me to stay on Fundamentals? Also, we are here for Ramlita. We need to progress that epic love story. Things are about to get real. And you know who I hope's here? Plancy always pops in to help me like make sure I don't go astray, but also Breadcrumbs in Gaming. He like when I go off on the re-trilogy stuff, he's quiet, but then in chat he just appears out of nowhere. He's like, "What's up? It's been a great stream." It always makes me feel good. If you're not here, it's okay. I won't be too heartbroken. Okay, yep, stick with fundamentals for now. Okay, that's fine. And then I gotta get you some. I'll go and equip everyone the right stuff. Okay, so we've got
You cool?
you. I can't buy anything yet except for parry. You're worthless. I don't even get Ren speed. I feel like Ren speed's good for like, I don't know. It's good for like leveling and like when you fought someone. Andrew John Bennett says, do you follow Pokemon news? For example, the new game having cutscenes that clearly should have voice acting. The entire game, zero voice acting. Pokemon, I do follow. I just listen to gaming podcasts here and there, and that's why I know who MinMax is. But Pokemon is the largest, like, money-making IP in the world. And Game Freak owns, like, a third of the company. They have all the money and resources to make a better game, and they don't, which is, like, tragic because it's cool because they keep their development costs really low, and people keep buying games, so it's like, who are the dumb ones? Us for telling them they need to change it, or are they the smart ones because, you know, they they don't put anything into their games and then they just keep selling it? The last Pokemon game I played was Pokemon Red on my Game Boy Color. I haven't played any since then, and I loved that game so much, but I'm like a kind of a Gen 1 purist, so you can hate me. I'm like, there's no more Pokemon than 150. Yeah. They don't. Let's see. I love Archer range skills with Night break skills so broken. Oh yeah, that's right. I think you were telling me that, Plancy. Apparently ZA cost them 13 million to make, which is nothing. I know, it's unbelievable. Have your boys played Pokemon? No, they haven't gotten into any RPGs. I think Jolie's gonna steer them towards Final Fantasy. Like, she's gonna like make them play Final Fantasy first. But they know who Pokemon, like, they know who Pikachu is and stuff because they play Smash Brothers with me. But yeah, dude, unreal how much they make. Okay, Knight, we can't learn abilities yet, but I need to equip you. That's fine. Jolie's gonna stay chemist. Javier, okay. I am here. What do we have for you? Fundamentals. Let's see here. We have Arts of War, which you don't have. You don't have. What did we make you? You could just be a steel and jump, which we don't have. Okay, so I'll just keep you fundamentals for now. We don't need anything more. We're just finishing chapter. Oh wait, what about Ramza? I also forgot about Ramza. That's fine. Let's go get equipped and then let's move on from the story. Recap for you guys that don't know. We just fought Weegraf, and I thought I killed him, but then he teleported away. He found out that we killed his sister. Weegraf is like, he's like an honorable rebel. He didn't want us to kidnap Tietra, and he tells the commander that did to return her, but that didn't happen. He also is someone who, you know, he's willing to die for his convictions, which is really cool. And Ramza continues to be flabbergasted by these rebels not taking up his like plea for them to surrender and just talk it out. But then Weegraf also unveiled, he helped me out in the chat, but Weegraf said that it was his brothers that were behind all the like kidnapping of the Marquis and stuff like that. So that was the big twist. I thought it was going to be Argath, but they said that it was Dystarg and his other brother, right? Yeah. Okay. Plancy says, gosh, that ZA game looks like it crawled out of a PS2. They need to have Monolith Soft make a Pokemon game, dude. Monolith Soft makes their games that run on like the original Switch look like they're like in a PS4 game. They're not as good as a PS4 game, but like they look incredible, and they have giant open worlds. Let them do a Pokemon game. Okay, cool. Sorry. Let's do Outfitter.
Looking for all in particular.
Oh, you cheeky little blighter. I'm getting worse at that voice. All right. That's right. He's good. He can't get anything else. What? They don't have anything for me? Why are we even here? Can you at least give us a longbow? Ooh, we got Night Slayer. Bow gun. Okay, let's see. This crossbow shoots specifically fashioned bolts that contain a dose of blinding poison. When attacking, has a chance of... Find this? Silver bow. I like bows are better, right? Longbows, because they can arch over. Silver bow. A bow adorned with silver decorations and strengthened by additional wooden components with thin plates of animal horn. Does that just mean it's like stronger? It's not like a Night Slayer. Because if I get the Night Slayer, crossbows just shoot straight, right? Yeah, okay, I'm going to do that. All right, that's all we can get for you now, right? Yep. First choice. I sold all the stuff. Sorry. Flame Rod's good. That's weird. It's like he's with a Flame Rod, but he's equipped with Ring Mail. Feels awkward. Jolie's, I sent her back to Chemist. Mage Master's the best that we have. All right, Alyssa, what do we got? Mithril Sword. That seems fancy. It's $1,600. The high ground. I did not forget, Javier. Plenty bows get damage bonus off height differences. Higher you are, the more damage. Oh, that's why he's saying the high ground. Actually got the Robin Hood part of Dragon Quest 2. I was so happy. Nice. Clancy. Oh, Alyssa's talking. Most games that kids enjoy these days look like N64 games. Are you talking about like Roblox or something? That's why I'm saying get married, have kids, and indoctrinate your children in the good games rather than just throwing them at like, I'm not saying Fortnite's a bad game, but like Roblox and stuff like that. Okay. A sword forged from the metal known as mithril. Its brilliant blade is incredibly lightweight. Okay, cool. It's just good. Just good. Chainmail, bronze armor. Is that better? Nope. Chainmail's the best. Okay.
This is your custom. Don't be a stranger now.
Don't be a stranger now. Looking for art in particular. Yeah, you got a fancy sword, Alyssa. Let's go equip everyone. Ah! In the old game, you had to fight, right? You couldn't flee.
Greetings.
I got you. I got you, Alyssa. We're gonna deck you out, even though you have no knight abilities. It's just a waste. All right. I like fitting because then I can just go through each one. I always check. Ring mail's the best for you now. All right, I'll get you some ring mail.
This is your cup.
All right, you're looking good. Looking good. Okay, I think we're good, right? Is there anything else we need to get?
I await your next visit.
Wow, it's amazing how different the party looks after a little on-the-side grinding. I made it. Yeah, after a little on-the-side grinding, we got an archer and a chemist and a knight. It did. To be fair, Javier was a dragoon, and I didn't change Jolie from that much, but yeah. Okay, so Mr. Bigglesworth still got his white magic, and then Alyssa's got some new stuff. Cool. Let's go, guys. Oh, I have to do it. You guys are gonna laugh at me. Where's my potions?
Are you happy to
I didn't have 10. And Phoenix Downs.
Are you happy?
All right, we got 10 each. Now we'll be fine. My OCD must be satiated. No, I'm dumb. I need to go here. All right, you guys ready? We're going to finish it. Jolie's got to throw something at someone. Yeah. Buff up my defense. Knights are also use shields. Oh, thank you. I about ran in there. Thank you. I'm glad I read it. Time to destroy Arga.
Good choice.
We need to get your shield. Nope. They don't have anything for me here. Probably back at the old place that we already went to. No, we're fleeing. Can you ever not flee?
Greetings. How might I help you?
Oh, he didn't say looking for all in
safe
particular.
hands with
Looking
me.
for all in particular. Am I crazy? Do I need to have like... Oh, I'm so dumb. Let's move over from the weapons category, shall we? Guys, don't judge me. All right, you get a bronze shield.
This is your custom. Will that be your comeback?
I know how to play games. Don't act like I'm dumb. All right, we're ready. Ramza. Nope. All right, Javier, get ready to listen to some sweet voice acting. Ziekten Fortress. I've almost drank this whole thing, guys. It's probably not good for me. Oh, they split us up. Ramza can heal. Okay, I kind of have an advantage because I saw Jolie play this. I want you to get to the high ground ASAP. Second group here. Kind of like... I don't want to kill Argath right away, but I know he comes at me from here. I know I cheated, guys. I know. But if I can get everybody up here and I can just kind of... The hard part with the objective ones, I want to kill the other guys first, right? I don't want to, like, kill Argath right away. Yeah, we don't save around here, Javier. You got to just go in trusting in your abilities, you know? Because if you're always looking for a backup plan, you're going to fail anyway. We'll put Bigglesworth here. I'm just gonna... Oh, wait. No! Alyssa! I'm sorry. Alyssa, I got you all ready to fight, but I'm nervous. I want my healers and the people that have my res. Don't hate me.
I'll do what I can.
I feel like it's not fair. You're like one of the super chats. You know what? We're bringing you. Yep, you need to fight. That's exactly right. I mean, like, should we make Javier sit this one out? I like rely on Bigglesworth because he has my white magic. Yeah, you need to be here for it, Alyssa. You're absolutely right. But Jolie has my black mage magic, and she's got res with potions. Bigglesworth, don't hate me. We haven't ever made Bigglesworth sit out yet, I don't think. Bye, Bigglesworth.
Leave it to me.
I still love you. Yeah, tough call. Yeah, but counterpoint airstrike. I still think you're great.
Forward.
But Alyssa needs to be here for this. Yeah, I had to give it to Super Chat. Maybe there are benefits. Listen to the voice acting!
Back whence you came, quick as shadows, or this one's blood makes crimson snow. Do not think to try my patience. This keep packs such a store of powder as you could scarce imagine. More than enough to deliver the lot of you to the father's keeping should your feet lack proper haste.
Oh.
The order of the northern sky yields not before the braying of rogues.
Zalbag is here. Hey, wait.
Lord brother.
Okay.
Argath.
So Zalbag is Dicedarg's. And, well, Dicedarg and Zalbag, are they actual brothers? Like brothers? And then Ramza's like the son of the king or the marquis or whoever. Help me out here, chat. I know that they're related, but Ramza doesn't have the same mother. We just found out that Zalbag and Dicedarg were the ones that were, doing all this shenanigans, right? Yeah, Blood Bros. There you go. Thank you, Plant C. But so Ramza's coming into this with added knowledge from WeGraph saying like, Zalbag, I know you're up to something, right? Okay, cool.
Teacher!
Ah, yeah, it's your sister. Don't hurt her.
Delita!
That's the funniest name. Delita!
I'll not warn you again. Withdraw at once, or the girl dies.
I gave preferential treatment to Alyssa because she's super chatted, and now this is what Mr. Bigglesworth does when I don't get you on the crew. Oh, Bigglesworth, I'm so sorry. I don't even have anything to say to you. I ditched you, and then you're so kind. Thank you for the super chat. For no reason in particular, he says. Well, you're a real one, even though you didn't get to come. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Alyssa says Dicedarg was in charge of the order, but he gave it up when he took over. Okay. Subtext says Ramza has the same father as the other. His father is the famed knight who led the Order of the Northern Sky, which your brother Dicedarg now runs, aka our best friend Ben Starr. Okay, just kidding. We haven't. Jolie wants to be best friends with Ben Starr. Who doesn't? What an attractive man. I'm attracted to Ben Starr, and I like girls. So shout out Ben Starr. You're the man. Ectogamma, you need... Oh, so yeah. So Alyssa's saying you need to super chat way more than that. Guys, that is not how it works. You don't super chat to get played in the games. We just do it for fun. If I could, I would have left Delita off and we would have had our core 5, all right? Subtext says the encyclopedia thing is helpful for keeping track of things. Yeah. But that requires me to read, all right? I'm too busy ranting about Re-Trilogy on my tactics streams, subtext. This game is pay to win. You're making me laugh. Oh, maybe he's not going to be your future best friend for long. Okay. Let's find out.
This changes nothing. Argath, loose your attack.
Oh, dude. He's just letting him go.
Yes, my lord.
Come on, Zalbag. Dude, no way!
Gods have mercy.
I did not see that happen. Holy crap. I felt like I didn't think she's gonna die. Dude. I would be so pissed if I was Delita. No wonder he's not. Dude. Okay, so like, holy crap. Oh my gosh. This is what you guys are like, just grind so we can get to this moment. Aw, dude. I just keep saying dude over and over again. Yeah. Look at Delita. I don't even want to continue. You guys can't even see him on my screen. Look at Delita there. In shock. Just looking at his sister die. Man, this game goes places. That's not cool. Okay. We gotta talk about this. Holy cow. She does nothing wrong. Okay, help me figure out, remind me about Delita's place with these nobles. Rams and him have been friends since childhood. What's his relation to, as subtext was saying, the Order of the Northern Sky? Like, why is Delita attached to them? And like, I know that this whole time he's been like questioning his allegiance to them. He was a commoner taken in by Ramsa's dad. Gotcha. Okay. And Ramsa and him have been friends, but he doesn't have noble blood, right? And so now he's seeing the noble like machinations and betrayals and stuff. Jeez, dude. Okay, so I'm like shooken up. This game, man, so good. Yeah, let's stop talking about Reach Real Day. Let's talk about tactics, y'all. Okay. There's a lot to let me just kind of like play it out in my mind. Argath is like totally loyal. Alyssa's here to kill him. We'll back you up, girl. You got this guy. As your your knight class. He will do anything that Zalbag and Dystarg say, right? Like he lives for those guys, right? Yeah, totally Plan C. Even Grigoroth was like, oh my gosh. Which is so tragic. This is good writing, okay? Because Wheatgraph was like, dude, we don't need her. She's like, doesn't mean anything to us. And he's like, well, she's my leverage. I don't want to die for the cause. And Wheatgraph is just going off talking about how, oh, this is so good. This is so good. This is good. Wheatgraph is just like saying, I'll die for my cause because of the way they treated us, you know? And Grigoroth's like, I'm not going to die for this cause. Like, I believe in it. I followed you, Wheatgraph, but I'm not going to go to my grave if I have a chance to get out. Yeah, it's sad. Man, this is nuts. So Argath is just a total POS. And Zalbag, he's giving me really icky bad vibes right now. Okay, let's keep going. Oh my gosh!
Rita? I'm sorry.
You guys just know what's gonna happen. It's a good thing I'm not letting it autoplay, right? Alright, well, we didn't really care about Grigoroth as much, but... Jeez. Double arrowed. Yeah. Oh, and we get to hear... Why are you sorry? You did nothing wrong, Teetra.
Teetra!
Oh, no. Ah, this is good.
Lord Commander, more enemies scale the pass. 2 mayhap 3. A man of Wheatgraph's look moves among them.
Is Wheatgraph part of this?
Very well. We go to greet them at once. I'll leave the rest to you, Argath.
Oh, man, what a total D-bag, Zalbag. She is Canadian. Hey, what's that all about?
Curse the lawyer.
Oh, dude, he's dragging away. Dude, this game, so good. The voice acting is so good. Total D-bag. Oh, man.
And where do you presume to go, Deleter?
He's gonna go throw a rock at Argath because I never leveled up my guest characters.
You horse and dog. It is to be a fight then. I'm only too happy to oblige.
So does Argath think that he can just fight Ramza and kill him? Like, Zalbog's not cool with him killing Ramza, right? The grunt acting is so good. Yeah, when he's like backing away. It's awesome.
Gods know I've waited for this.
Oh yeah, you wanted this.
Zalbog. Dice Dog. How could you?
Dude, what are we gonna do in the next chapter?
Come. I will show you that common blood makes naught but a common man.
But he's on my team. You can't fight me. Oh, the black mages and the knights. I want to defeat all y'all. Probably not going to happen. I tried to do that with Weegraph. Grigora thought she was a noble and wanted to use her as a hostage, which is why he thought he would be all right against Weegraph's orders. If I remember correctly. Yeah, totally. He did. I remember that. What moved your hand?
Your lord brother's orders, Ramza. What else?
It's like, this is so fascinating because like we all hate Argath, but like he's just like a product of his upbringing, you know? He's total douche, but it's like Zalbog and Dystarg, the ones that are pulling the strings. Guess we'll have to find out.
Would you have had us kneel before them and offer up the order's honor in exchange for the life of some common wench?
Yeah, but he's like, he's a product of his upbringing, but he's a total douche about it, right? He like revels in the fact that he's noble born, and he like just rubs their faces in it.
She was Deleter's sister.
Ugh.
Is it not time you awoke to the fact that we are different from them? They are of lesser birth, and so meant to play lesser roles in life. Such is the nature of fate, Ramza.
I'm so glad you're here with me, Alyssa. I'm sad that you're gone, Bigglesworth. I'm gonna miss your healing, I'll be honest. I should have just ditched Javier, let's be honest.
Been here at all. Had they been with their own kind, supping on broth of bean, she would yet live.
Oh man. Unbelievable. It's like blaming the victim. What are you trying to say, Javier? Alright, so if I move and fight, they all kind of come for me. I don't want to kill him right away. I would like to take out as many of these people as I can. Delita's got plot armor, so we can let him rush in. Here, let's see. What if I go here and do some crazy shenanigan stuff like Shockwave, and I just kind of let him know that I'm here? Give him a little spook. I like that. Woo! You've got auto potion equipped, huh? That's fine. Just scare him away a bit. Oh, they're all gonna move on me. Am I gonna be in trouble if I leave Ramza here? Because who goes next? This is like, it's hard on stream playing this out because I'm like, I have to tell you what I'm thinking here. Okay, so we've got Argath goes next. Then I'm not scared about the knights. They're not gonna hurt me. Those guys go. So then Delita. Then I think I'm okay from that one, but she's gonna light me up. Maybe I can get away by then. I don't know. Okay. And then my characters come in. Javier, why are you so slow, dude? All right. Well, let's do this. I think Shockwave goes the entire length, right? So I don't have to be so quick. If I go here and I just give it the old dude, what a freaking cool ability. Oh, it's not gonna hit? Talk to me about Shockwave, guys, because now it's giving me like we don't know what it's gonna do. Argath was of a noble family. This is Clancy talking, who lost their reputation after 50 years of war. So he's determined to get the rep. See, yeah, but he doesn't like his motivations. He could be like, Lord Zalbog just ordered me to do it. You know, like I've spent time with you. We've broken bread together. It's nothing personal, but you know, this is a way for me to like get the notoriety that my family deserves. You know, but then he's just like a total pig and gross. I'm using pseudonym so I don't get censored. Clancy, you'd think that be humble, but I'm powerful. I'm powerful, Alyssa. Haha, I'm hard to ignore. I've never sat out Bigglesworth. I've only sat out Javier and Jolie and Alyssa. So, can you revive me if I get KO'd? Yeah, Jolie can revive you. She's got Phoenix Downs. I can't revive you from afar, but yeah, let's can you guys tell me about Shockwave? Am I crazy? Am I facing the wrong way? Like, so if I go here, right? Then I do Shockwave. It's like, you're gonna hit him. It's gonna hurt him, you know? Or if I do this one, it's gonna hurt. But then when I go up this high, it's still showing me that my attack is gonna land, but it just says question marks. Like, don't be afraid, Alyssa. Have confidence. Just send Alyssa in the middle. She's a knight. She'll block it all. She has a shield. We equipped her with good stuff. See, but then if I do this, it's showing that it's gonna hit these guys, but it says, we don't know. We don't know. And if the game doesn't know, then I definitely don't know. I don't mind going down just as long as we take Argath with me. Oh, we'll let you have a few shots of Argath. Well, if you guys don't know, oh, that would have been bad. Let's go here. Whew. It's only showing straight lines in 4 directions. Clancy say I answered. All right, sorry. Broth of Bean. I don't see. Did you answer my question about? Let's see. I missed a lot, maybe. I don't know. I'm just wondering about Shockwave, like if it'll hit, but equal terrain. All right, let's see. So is it going to be like another question mark of like, I don't know. So it hits in there. I'm gonna risk it. It hits both of them if I'm here, so I'm gonna go with that. Shockwave only works on equal terrain levels. Okay, so I'm on level 4. He's level 4, but he's level 2, but it says it still hits him. Maybe I'm crazy. Let's try it. Let's try it. See what happens. Let's scare Argath off. He's gonna auto potion. Maybe he'll go for us, but
Try this.
see, got both of them. And the knight but was on a lower terrain. They were on lower terrains, guys.
What of you, Ramza? Why do you now raise arms against us?
Because you're gonna attack my friends.
This is not short of treason. You would turn your cloak and name yourself a traitor to the Order of the Northern Sky.
The Order of the Northern Sky?
But the Order would never forgive what you've done. Does your naivety know no end? How ironic is fate that one such as you would be born a Beowulf.
He's jealous. I think the slope counts the same level, maybe? No, dude, he's at level 2, and we're at level 4. It says the range different ability description if you select, I think. Okay. Cool. All right, that's fine. I mean, it worked.
The privileges the name has afforded you, you would forsake duty and tarnish the honor of your house. Mayhap it is because you are youngest, and bastard-born besides. You think yourself spared the burdens of your lord brothers and look only to satisfy your own whims.
No. My brothers didn't tell me anything about this. They left me in the dark and they sent me here. Now I found out that my best friend Delita, they don't care about him at all. Let's ask some questions about that. The update and modernize it. It's a remake mechanic for this game. Oh, okay.
It brings bile to my throat. 'Tis a mockery that you are a Beowulf.
I love the story of this game. It's great.
My turn.
Yeah, what are you gonna do, huh? You gonna go fight Delita?
I see you.
Ha ha! That common man just dodged it. All right, black mages, show me your move. Where are you going?
Make your peace with the gods, Argath. You die by my hand.
No, by Alyssa's hand. Alyssa hates you way more than you hate him. You don't know what you did to Alyssa's family. All right, go throw a stone at him. Oh, he got behind him. Good thing I didn't level him up because he's just gonna go hard on him.
I must act wisely.
Dude, he's been like the worst auto battler that I have. And he's that would be funny if the mage like nuked Argath at the same time. That'd be funny, right? All right, high ground, high ground. How high ground are we talking here? Oh, dude, look at you. Look at how high you can shoot. This is unbelievably cool. All right. Aim 20. Dude, you're going to get aim 20 off on this sad little... Let's see. She's not going to move in time, right? Highest of the highest is Javier. Well, he does move before the mage hits. From the look of it. Yeah, we're going to do it, man. You just delete this thing? Heck yeah! That's why Javier's here. Bigglesworth, every time I compliment another member of the squad, does not belittle you at all, alright? Much love for you, my friend. We're gonna do that. Alright, let's get you up here, Joe. What do you got for us? Any black magics that can nuke Argath? If I move you here... Oh, you know what? I don't have it. The rod equipped. I probably can't do that as a chemist. Gaslighting, typical. You made me laugh the hardest I've laughed tonight. All right. That super chat after I benched you kind of made me feel all sorts of stuff. My nickname is Terror from Above. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. What do I got? What do I got? I don't have anything for Jolie. Why did I even bring you, Jolie? It's because I love you. That's why. Black magics. I don't want to kill Argath right now. But they're all the same range, right? So I can't hit these mages yet. I'm trying to get to the high ground first. And I don't have anything else that can... Just gonna have to wait. I guess Argath can come shoot me, but... Who knows? Or should I, like, hedge my bets a little bit and then put you here? Argath can come get me. I'm gonna do it. Whatever. I'm gonna do it. And then I'm gonna... Wait this direction. Back to the wall. All right, Alyssa. You going straight for Argath? I'm gonna put you here. Yeah. I can be benched after Argath fight for a little while. It's fine. The hard thing is I have a core 5 group, right? I know I'm going to need to recruit more people, but got to build up your samurai skills, totally. Speaking of, oh, dude, you can throw stones still. Who knew? All right, we're doing it. How we feeling about this team? They're going to get Thunder off. Take care of Delita.
This is going well.
See, Argoth's going to turn around and get Delita, maybe. Maybe I'm all right.
Birth was not of my choosing, nor the burdens that come with it. Of such, you ought know. Spare me the bleating. You are no sheep.
I just love the banter back and forth in the middle of the battle. It just feels awesome. This game is awesome. Well done, Final Fantasy.
You are a Beowulf, self-chosen or not. Yours is a line of champions, of lords among men. To do great deeds is your destiny, and your duty as well.
What a weird worldview. See, like, I play games like Fire Emblem, Three Houses, and I love those games, but I feel like the storytelling takes place always, like, in the persona aspects, where it's like, I'm going to go back to the castle and talk to everybody, where this is all happening within the fights or cutscenes. I like the storytelling better and tactics much better than the Fire Emblem games. And don't get me wrong, I love the Fire Emblem games. I think they're great, but and storytelling does happen when you go on missions and certain things that happen, but this is on another level.
Much is there that cannot be done save by your hand. It falls to you to see it so, to act where we cannot. Yet by the same token, you have choices. Ones that are denied your lessers. For your name brings great wealth and influence both. If you only embraced them, nary a thing would be beyond your reach.
You gotta, like, give Ramses some credit. He's a ethical, kind-hearted young man, and he was raised... The thing is, it's like, if he was raised by these people, that's... Okay, here's a storytelling critique. I love it. I'll run with it. Because he's, like, the main character. That's who we are, right? And we're just accepting the fact that he was not sullied by all the stuff that goes on in, you know, House Beowulf. If his brothers are this conniving and he's not, it just, maybe they didn't want him as part of it. Like, it kind of works, but I think he would, you know, be clued into this stuff more, but it makes for a less effective, you know, twist.
Yet what should you do instead but squander your gifts, while I must grasp at scraps that come tumbling?
Okay.
Speak not to me of burdens.
So that makes sense, Plan C. So maybe he was like, his father, like, maybe favored Ramza, or didn't favor him, but, like, loved Ramza, right? And then you have the Lord brothers, Zalbog and Dystarg, that are off, like, vying for power, right? Because his dad's dying, and then he hasn't chosen a successor, so messed up brothers do messed up things when there's a power vacuum. Yeah, inexplicably kind-hearted main character trope. It's like, it's easy to fall into it, but, like, we're here for it, right?
Mayhap you speak true, but I will not be made a puppet. You, a puppet? Don't be absurd.
Yeah.
The puppets stand before you, Ramza. Long have we danced for House Beowulf, that it might reign on history's stage.
Oh, you're mad because your house isn't as cool as mine. Javier says we need Zalmyra on your party, Spencer. For that to happen, we need new people. Dude, we got to get some. When I start recruiting others, we'll name more of you guys. We'll get more of you in, and then I'll have to bench more of you guys. But we can get a crew that's gonna, you know, go through the game with us.
A dance that serves our ends, to be sure. Indeed, the Beowulf name is our shield behind whose aegis we've long thrived. It is the way of things. People are used and use others in turn. How do you think you came to be where you are?
People are used. Voice acting so good. The voice acting, Javier!
You are loath to be used, yet you fain use others. Even your so-called friend, Delita.
Don't you say that.
Delita? Speak not to me. When I said I'll not be used again, I meant by you as well. I was a fool to think we were friends. In the end, you can be no different from the likes of Argath or Dystarg.
It's like the It's like the Dark Knight, right? This is probably a dumb comparison. This is better than that. But when they make Two-Face, they take Harvey Dent and he's like this good guy. It's Buddy, right? And then it's such a bummer that like it makes sense in Delita's case that he's like, you're not my real friend. Now they've turned him into the enemy. Where you've got like Argath here that's obviously the worst, and he's like, I agree with Argath. I'm not friends with Ramsa.
And when Argath falls, my vengeance turns on you,
Woo.
Ramsa. I'll tear it all down. First, House Beowulf, then the entire kingdom.
Ooh. They are setting us up for the next act. Hey, that's a stream first. I drank most of it. It's like almost all gone.
Delita, let us talk. Please.
It's time.
So good. So good. All right. Wait, what are we going to do to these? I can just go, let's see. I want to take out some more people. I can go over here. Oh, can we like res her? That would be cool, right? Is that a thing that you can do? Could I get Jolie to like go? It's like not letting me get close enough. Can you do that? Nah, you can't. I'm sure people have tried. If I go in guns a-blazing, this might be a bad idea, but we're gonna nuke. That black mage isn't gonna give us trouble. What can we do here? Doom Fist. It just gives them doom, and it's a 75% chance. Aura Blast. Hurts pretty hard. See, I never know to use like one of my close-up abilities or just to attack if I'm this close. They're all doing like 75 damage, but I don't have to get that close if I... What's this all about? I'm just playing around, guys. I'm just playing around. I still don't really know all the things I can do. Okay, so that's not very far. I'm too high. I didn't know if I could like pull a monk ability from this range and just like get them. I can let them come to me. I don't have to get in there. But if I go here and can I get that other knight that's hanging out? I can do Aura Blast. 75% chance. Do we take him out? Let's do it.
Surging rage erupt.
Oh, he's giving the Japanese. He's calling out his attack. He's got to hit. That's protagonist level bonus, dude. We're gonna hit no matter what. Dude, Javier, high ground.
Stronger yet.
I have the high ground, Anakin. It's over. Ren shield. Okay. Yeah, you better run. Get out of here.
Let me see.
All right, Jolie. I wanted her to like, how far can she throw potions? One away! Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We got to get your speed up, Javier. That's one way to do it if I don't have a time mage. Good job, Jolie. You did good. All right. Dude, I love that aim 20, that snipe. Who can we get? Let's take a look at the battlefield, guys. So, hang on. Let's see. We got to change this display here. You're at 1. If we do aim 20, I'm going to go before who? This guy is the end. That's it. I'll hit him, right? But I'll miss this guy. I love it, dude. You are. This feels so great. I'm so glad you told me to get all this aim. 84% chance. Don't miss, Javier.
You play the White Knight, but I'd have fed panthers on the plain had you not seen some use in me. Don't be absurd. I would
Especially with the speed. Jolie was the key to all of this.
Then you'd best learn to start. Many a trap-sprung lion would sooner have his savior for a meal than for a friend. Does it grieve you, Delita, to see the depths of your own weakness laid bare?
Listen, you got to get in there and smack Argoth around.
No mere commoner can leave their mark on history. You've not the power. Be glad you know enough to lament it. 'Tis all you can do, and more than you deserve.
Has your forked tongue ceased flitting? What I hear from your lips are not words.
The writing is so good. It's so good.
Laughter, then. Be not so hasty, Delita. You'll hear that soon enough, when you are on your way to your dear sister's side.
Oh, man. The worst. So, like, this is so fascinating to me because this was written in Japanese first, right? But I think it's... the localization to English is so poetic. It blows my mind that this was once written in another language. It just feels so full, so immersive, so amazing in English that I can't even imagine, like, whoever the localization team was for this is incredible.
I'll not be told what I will do, nor will I be used, not by any man, not anymore. From this day forth, teacher, we will walk our own path and be beholden to none. But you, Argath, you will not live to see the morrow. Ere the day is through, your bones will crack beneath my boots.
Okay, Alyssa, that makes sense. It was meant to technically be translated into Old English, so it's like they wrote it right, like attempting to kind of sound like this in Japanese, but you're not saying that the localization is one-to-one. That's true, Javier. Drama has no language.
Thus will I mark my first step towards a new beginning. By trampling your mangled corpse.
But doesn't it just feel like this was like the original? So good.
Victory is mine.
They only had 5 months to localize this originally. Okay, Plan C, I'm not... Oh, no!
I've got work to do.
Kind of feel bad they got him.
I must act.
Oh, Alyssa, what are you doing all the way over there? You're so slow. Just kidding. We're going to get you. We'll make sure to... Oh, can you throw a stone? Hit anyone? One of you go over here. Can you toss the stone over and hit Argath? Just let him know you're there. He won't. I know it's not going to hit, guys. I know. I just had to check. Get up there. We can have Jolie increase your speed by giving you a good whack. Let's see. Focus.
My trump card.
Oh, yeah. Get that physical attack up for when you need to get Argath.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, Plan C. Yeah. They had in-house localization and outsourced localization. Okay. So is 5 months like a... That seems like... I don't know. Is that a long time or is that a really short time? I don't know. Oh, man. What are we going to do with you, Ramza? I don't want you to get over and take the mages out, because once the mages are gone, I feel safe. Or should we back up? Make them come to us. All right, let's do this. Now that we've got our crew, Delete is gone, but we don't need to res him. He's fine. He's got plot armor. What did I do? I just waited there? I thought it would have me do an ability once I moved, right? Sorry. Ramza's got all the XP. He doesn't need to worry about it. All right, Jolie. Now's your time to shine. You've been waiting to use that potion for forever.
I needed that.
Yeah, you did. All right. A few weeks to a year or more, depending on game size. Okay. Abilities. Aim 20. I'm going to miss all of them. All right. What about aim 7? Ooh. Aim 20 just felt so good. You want to keep it going, you know? Aim 1 gets everyone but Argath. Okay, so it's aim 7. Let's see. I just love this high ground. You weren't kidding. She's not gonna like that. We're going for you. Dude, Jolie. This is how you do it. Oh, he's going for you. He blinded me. All right, Alyssa, I need you to get up there in his face. It's all coming to a head. Do you see what's happening, Alyssa? Argath is there. You're going to meet him. Oh, it's so perfect. Come at me, Argath. Guys, this couldn't have played out any better. Just keep getting your focus up. You've been building your physical attack. You're like basically building a spirit bomb here. You're going to just keep collecting energy of the planet and then unload it on him.
My turn.
You got that reference, right? You got it. All right. I kind of want to leave him here. Nice, yeah. If I do chakra, I heal myself. I can tank these guys. The mage is gone. Love the reference. Oh yeah, or Kamehameha. The reason I said Spirit Bomb is because Goku takes like 20 episodes to launch it, right? All right, I'll just have you wait here. I'm not worried.
Bloody hell.
Oh! Yeah, come on, come at me.
I'm not dead yet.
What you gonna do? Run? You're not safe there. Javier, look at that speed, man. How far can we hit? Oh, she's like, I'm getting out of your range here. Well, here's the truth. Javier can move. All right, let's see. Aim. Oh, come on. Don't say I can't hit you. I was all being braggadocious here. Abilities. Aim. Oh my goodness, she hit for me. And it rarely ever defeats his I know. But it's the thing. Takes forever, Spencer, but it's over 9,000. Yeah, I get the reference. He didn't get the chance to launch it against Vegeta, Frieza, and survived it. Yep, I know. It's just one of those abilities, one of those things. It's just so he can, you know, be benevolent and ask for energy from those that are less powerful than him. So it can be like, everybody help defeat Vegeta. Everybody help defeat Frieza. All right. Well, Javier, if you can't, we gotta hit this knight here. Let's see. What's 7 at? Oh yeah, we're gonna get him. Dang, these knights aren't as tanky as I thought. You feeling good about this round, Javier? The high ground's loving it. It killed Kid Buu. He's the only one, I think. Yeah, that's true, right? It was. All right, Jolie. They didn't know that we had black magics in our back pocket. Okay. Should we just... I'm trying not to hit Argath because we want to... Oh, but Argath... Okay, well this... I kind of feel bad, you know, putting Thunder on the... on Tetra. But she's gone. You guys have assured me of that. If she wasn't gone, then we could probably get Delita back on our side. But we know that he's... That Ramlita... This is where they break up. Okay. I'm gonna do that. Does that prevent Argath from getting close to me? I think so. All right, because he can go before. This is good. I'm such a good tactician, y'all. Let's move you right there.
It's time.
It's over! Can we, like, go hunt down that mage? If I go here, am I gonna get to her? Man, she just knows how to stay out of trouble. What if I go here and do shockwave? Does it hit her? It does! It's not on the same level. You can't run from Ramza!
It's over!
It's over! And I was blind. I did it while I was blind. That's why I'm a monk. I never want to change from this ability. Javier says, I hardly watch Dragon Ball Z in Spanish, so never watch DBZ in English. In Latin, Spanish, they made Frieza gay sounding. Did they do the same in English? I don't know. Frieza's always got like, I don't know. It just depends on what you think that sounds like. But he has like a high-pitched voice. He changes a little bit with his transformations, right? It's ±2 height levels. Okay, gotcha. Thank you, Ecto Gamut. Thank you, Bigglesworth. Monk is amazeballs. Red Cross, you're here! You're making my night, man. I feel awkward, like. Oh, he moved to my spot. I let him get closer. Is this taking everything? If you just like oh, you can't attack him from there. You know what you can hit him with? Here you go, Alyssa. I will not hit the target. What? What if I throw it from here? What if I go here? That's like a perfect angle. Right there, see that? You should be able to throw a rock at him. But I also feel like... He's like safe. All right, here's what we'll do. You're gonna charge your spirit bomb some more. Because we're not done, you know? We're gonna have you protect Jolie. Jolie right now, if you see her, she's charging the spirit bomb. There it comes. Oh yeah, now Javier's next. Way to go, Joe. No! Evaded!
Whatever it takes.
Wow, dude. Ren's, you got some speed surge going. He dodged. Okay, we do aim. You could kill him right now, but that's not what we're gonna do. Let's see. How did you evade that, man? Why can it not select him? Is that gonna hit him? There we go. 75% chance. Okay, I see. We're gonna try again.
Victory is mine.
All right, Argath, what you gonna do? Oh, gotta go get our stuff. Get over there, Ramza. Don't worry about Argath. He can just shoot his bow. Funimation dub VA is better than the current VA for him, though. Okay, cool. For Frieza. I trust you guys. Hey, you're not the only one that can charge your spirit bomb, your Kamehameha.
I must keep moving forward.
It's time.
All right, Joe. You know what to do. What black magics do we have? I can really nuke this guy now. I was holding off. I can never select the right guy. There we go. Thunder. I feel like fire's Firaga. Should we just go all out? I don't have my rod. I don't know if that matters, but let's just make sure this guy's really dead, shall we? Let's do the unit. Oh, I'm so dumb. It's gonna miss. Well, I didn't pay attention. I was like, oh, it'll hit. The things I forget to do. Well, he'll run away, but Javier will get him first. It wouldn't have mattered anyway. Now you're just gonna like burn the corpses of. Not to be mean, I feel bad for Tetra, right? You saw my reaction. It was genuine. I did not know that was coming. I knew that Argath was gonna be here. I did not know that Tetra was gonna die. You guys thought that I knew that already, but now I'm gonna roast their bodies in flame. All right, Argath, where you going? Should we just intimidate him a little bit? Like, not even have you hit him? What would happen if you hit him? That's game over right there. We got to get some stuff. Okay. Let's see what he does to you. Just scare him, Melissa. Just make him sweat. Just making sure these corpses are really dead. Oh, didn't nuke them. Okay, I feel better about that. All right. Well, you need to get over here. High ground is just so valuable, man. Why can you not go? Can you not jump down? Is that something that you cannot do? Is that only a thing that Ramza can do? Because he's got like superior mobility. Nice and crispy. Yeah, it didn't happen. I thought I was just gonna nuke the ground. Some of the people just want to watch the world burn, Spencer. It's just one of the. It's just one of the. Yeah, waiting for the perfect opportunity. Just keep building it. I like having Javier here. We'll leave you here. You still got focus. You can charge it up too, my friend. We may have to chase him down if he runs away. What you gonna do? Ren shield. I'm blind. Okay, so she can't jump down there either. All these people are gonna die. I want to go pick up their stuff before he does. If I go here, will not hit the target. I don't want to kill him yet, but I do want to corner him. And if I want to corner him, I'm gonna have to get close eventually, right? Oh, darn it. All right, here's what we're gonna do. If I can't hit Javier here with the thrown item, then yeah, there we go. Still get your job points. We still need you that.
My turn.
All right, Ramza. Do a nice chakra, and then go get some items. What we got? What we got? Iron sword. We did it all for the iron sword, guys. Gotta hit him again with more speed.
I must act.
Oh, that's true. I should do that. Let's see what he does. Can he get up there? I just like the... I like the anticipation. Alyssa, you're intimidating the crap out of this guy. It must be... I'm just a gargoyle perched at heights, laugh out loud. You are.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. You're gonna have to come down eventually, right? We're just gonna focus here.
I shall win glory.
What's he gonna do? Shoot Jolie! He's not gonna hit you. Even the AI can't hurt Jolie. Wait, what? Oh, he targeted Jolie, but then I was in the way. He broke your shield. Losing equipment. The unit's equipment may be destroyed or stolen during battle, causing it to become permanently lost. Should this happen, the slot that was occupied by the lost equipment will become empty. Lost equipment cannot be recovered, even after the battle ends. Okay. I'm not, like, attached to the shield. Fortunately, there are abilities to protect equipment from being stolen or destroyed. Okay, you got what you want, Argath. I'm just here cleaning up. Let's see here. Nope, we gotta medal. Should I throw a stone at him? Okay, I can't hit him. That's funny.
I can do this.
I can do this. It's over. Yes, I want it. Give me that ability. That shield was in our family for 20 generations. Not true, Javier. You and me both were there when I bought it from the shopkeep right before we fought this battle. Remember, Alyssa was like, give me a shield? Just to make the story that much better, that Argath would take her shield so she can take her vengeance out on him. All right. Where are we going here, huh? My MP is gone. What can I do? Should I just let Argath shoot me or something? I feel like I'm just gonna... I need to give Javier some speed, right? Here you go, Javier. Have some more speed. Increase that speed. It's all in the cards, guys. I know what I'm doing. Focus. Get stronger, Alyssa. We're saving up for that one hit. Get stronger. More power. More.
Victory is mine.
He's gonna keep rending the shield. It's already dead. Oh, it actually hit it this time. Your speed has been increased.
It's time.
He's just playing into my... He just doesn't know that that's what I want him to do.
I am a Beowulf.
I am a Beowulf. I like Ramza. It's over. Yes, give me the high potion. Give me all the abilities. That's what I'm here for. Oh yeah, I knew it. What if Delita dropped something sick? That's pretty mean. All right, good. Don't even worry about it. I got you, Alyssa. How will that not hit the target? I've got like a perfect line of sight. Is it gonna hit Javier or something? I can throw a potion over you. Come on, Jolie, learn the lob. Learn the trajectory, the angle. Alyssa says the sword that destroys Argath will be worth much more than the shield. The Ultimania said she sold that shield to the shopkeeper. She needed the guild, just saying. Friendly reminder, clocks go back an hour tonight at 2 a.m. Nice. So it's actually 11, guys. We can keep going. The stream's never gonna end. With the amount of squats we're doing, we'll be able to leap the buildings in a single bound. Yep, Javier will get it. All right. We'll get Javier to get it. That's fine. All right, all right.
Where am I needed?
You just have to hold out until until Ramza can pick up all the items. Just keep getting stronger. What you gonna do, Argath? What you gonna do? It's over. Okay. These are the riveting battles you came here for, huh? Rend my shield. No! Dude, you're so fast. There it is. Alright, now we can get you down here. Now we can give you some minor healing with my potions. Oh yeah, Alyssa, you got this. You can tank this guy all day. Give me more power! Give me more power! Can you not wait to hit this guy? I'm so glad. I'm so glad this is working. 'Tis the legendary blade Argath's Bane, my lord. Oh, the super team. Woo! 24-hour stream. Clancy says, you already unlocked Argath here. He doesn't have the jump to get down. Oh, he's trapped. Look at me. Great. My plan is coming together. And Alyssa, when you kill Argath, Alyssa, you're gonna be looking at him in the eyes. He's not going to turn his back. He's going to be staring right at you after fruitlessly trying to rend your shield for the entirety of this round. All right, cool. You're going to wait right there and keep looking at him. We need you to focus. And then go get this. Anything cool? What we got? A thunder rod. I'll take it. I don't have one of those. Javier. Focus. We're going to let Alyssa have the killing blow. You killed like everyone else's game, all right? Javier, the high ground. We know. Relax. Rend that shield. Did he do anything? What did he do? He didn't do it. You guys didn't know that this was going to be a grinding match to get our job P's up. Or job P, our JP's up. You guys are just so fast. Going so quickly.
Right.
Get over there, Ramza. It's over. He lost his will to fight.
Let me see.
Yeah, how's all that? How's all that awful, gross talk you had earlier, Argath? Where did it go?
My strength returns.
I see Delita's on the ground again. What's up, Justice? Yeah, you know. Okay, you guys helped me out because when Jolie was playing this match, she was like rushing in and trying to save Delita, but the enemy, she didn't know the enemy AI was like bad, and she always tried to make sure that he lived. So she would like res him, and then she'd be in a bad position, and then the mages would just like kill her. So, man, having an archer though on this level was pretty good. Not gonna lie.
One step at
Yeah, Argath is just giving up, guys. He knows what's about to befall him. Need to make sure we got everything. Wait. No. We got to get you some more. You're going to get all the aim you can have here, Javier.
My turn.
My turn. I should, like, throw a stone. Just to, like... I can't do both. Unfortunately, I cannot do both. All right, we will do focus.
I can do this.
You can do this. And then we're going to move, get this. Maybe he'll shoot at me with his bow. That's all I got.
Victory is mine.
I'll stare you in the face when you shoot me, though. Ah!
I must act wisely.
He gave up on you, Alyssa. You're right in front of him, and he went for me instead. Can you go throw a potion at Ramza right there? Look at that. Look at you, Joe.
I'm in your debt.
Awesome.
Where am I needed?
All right, we have everything. Are you guys ready? It's actually 11:30 right now. It's not 12:30. We gain an hour. Great toss. I shan't speak else. Let's see. Oh yeah, hang on. Let me catch up on chat before Alyssa gives the killing blow. Javier says getting stronger. Is that a Rocky reference? Woo, free potion. The expectation is killing me. Guys, I know how to make these streams pop, but these we just know that like got to build the anticipation. You can't just win right away. Better make it epic, Spencer. Once wielded by the focus knight with the quads of steel. Alyssa. You do it, man. You were doing those squats all this time. It's appropriate that the squat action is like how to get your power level up. It's like Zach and Cloud doing their squats. He lost his will to fight. Oh, okay, so on the ground again, says Justice. I like sharing the killing with my teammates. Yes. Thanks, Javier. Deleted doing the Yamcha. Yes, that is very true. I understood that reference. Delita is just easygoing that way. Fresh from a key chapter 3 battle. Oh, nice. I hope you did well. All that pure blood got, but he's got no ups. Oh, I'm so glad I read the chat. Bigglesworth, that is all that pure blood, but he's got no ups. Oh, man. Okay, Bigglesworth wins the making me laugh the most tonight. I shan't speak else. Alyssa says, I mean, she played it like they want they want you to. No, Delita! More aim. I need to reach the moon with my bow. Reach the stars. I'm too intimidating. Great toss. Let's finish this. All right, Alyssa. Better make it good, Spencer. You're just mirroring square with this build-up. Better make it count. This is part 3, or all. This is how it goes down. He's got to do another fake out. We just need it. Everyone to make one more turn. I mean, I could level up more, but you know what? Now's the time. That'd be funny if it missed. The game's going to tell us whether or not this happens or not. Here we go, Alyssa. In 3, 2, 1. Do I lose all the focus because he parried your attack? Oh, that is funny. Just like part 3. Oh, they're gonna whip so hard. That was it. Just like we talked about, it's the perfect ending to the stream. Oh my gosh, that is so good. Okay, well, you whiffed, Alyssa, so Javier's the only reliable one. He has to kill him. I would never do that to you. I would never do that to you. What if I throw a stone? Does it kill him? It will not hit the target. Okay. We tried to do that already. I'll still give it to you, Alyssa. But you better hit him this time. Because if you miss, that was so good. Oh, wow. Okay. Take 2. And with this blade, Argath, son of House, whatever you are. Just so jealous of House Beowulf. Let's do it again. There it is.
Damn it all. No. Not at the hands of Nooksop-Chells.
You hear that, Alyssa? You hear what he called you? That's like a compliment now.
I have better than this.
And thus ends the House of Battlefuls. I am better than this. Well. How much better are you now, Argath? Woo! What a match. Javier, I think you were the greatest contributor. Let's be honest, but nothing like that whiff from Alyssa. Why? What's a milksop churl in Japanese? Yep, see? There's no way they could translate it directly. Shh, listen, everybody.
I'm sorry, Delita.
Delita got up after dying? So can his sister, right? You nail it on the DLC to fix it, Spencer. Oh, that was so funny. It is ironic after what we talked about. Look at...
What was that? The powder.
Oh, he's light. Is he like blowing himself up in there? What was his name? Gorboro or something? I can't remember. He's kind of one sick dude.
Delita, we must away.
Oh my gosh.
Delita!
Woo! Gorgoroth, thank you. Gorgoroth or whatever.
I had lived my life the only way that I had known. But when the pillars of that life came crashing down, I did not stand by and watch them fall. I turned and walked away.
He's just cooking an epic cake. This is supposed to be serious, Javier. Guest departure. He was only a squire. Can I like level them up and do stuff with them? I never did anything with my guest. A milksop game. Well, you need milk sop to make cake, so I don't know what a sop is, but you need milk. Oh, fast forward.
What is it, Ramza? Do you know him?
Oh, cool time jump. Yeah, I know him. I knew him back when I had a ponytail, but now I got a slick haircut and heavy armor. Okay, they can't level. What's the cake to die for? If you don't know the cake reference, Jolie thinks
He carries the princess with him. They'll not be able to travel far.
Jolie thinks that Izo is going to bake a cake for Barrett and Marlene in Gongaga at the end of part 3, which will not happen. He turned and walked away from that explosion. What a cool dude. Yeah, man. Only cool dudes don't look at it there, especially when they cause an explosion. He was out.
You mean to give chase?
What else? I will not return to the crown in shame.
Well, you'll have no help from us. Our agreement said naught of this.
Gafgarian, man, true mercenary.
I would not accept your help if you offered it. A true knight is all too eager to set right what they have let go amiss. The Lion's Guard will serve the king's justice. Lavian, Elicia, we leave at once. Elder Simon, are you hurt?
Agrias, I feel like she's cool. I like Agrias. Let's see here. The recipe is blowing everybody up. We're been so good. Guess can't level normally. Okay, yeah, it was a cake to die for. Look at that sweet mustache. You have to keep a hostile alive just for them to get XP. Gotcha. He turned and walked away from that explosion. Yeah, what a cool dude. The cake will be on the cover, Spencer. We're gonna use your rendition of Barrett baking the cake. It's gonna be part 3 cover art. Final Fantasy VII rebake. I like it.
The princess.
Nope, she got
She's
away.
taken. I am sorry. But you may put your fears to rest. We go to rescue her.
Isn't that like a Portal 1 or 2 quote? The cake is not alive. It's a simulation, guys.
No, milady, you mustn't. You would only throw your own life away.
Your worry will find no purchase with me. A knight is oath-bound to render aid.
Agrias, you're the real deal, girl.
I want to go with you. I'll be no trouble to you, I swear it.
I want to go with you. I have no former connection with that young man whose name is Delito and his sister's name is Titra. And we've been best friends since we were boys. I promise I won't get in the way.
Don't be an idiot, Ramza. This is no concern of ours.
Gafgarian, you don't know. I'm not just a sword for hire. Okay, so I'm guessing that Ramza was like disaffected with his brothers, so he takes off and becomes like a mercenary. Delita goes off and does something his own, but Delita won't have anything to do with Ramza. He's like probably working against the rebel, or he finds some faction to go against House Beowulf. I don't know.
I must go. I must know if it's truly him.
But I won't get in your way, Agrias, I promise.
The boy, eh?
Ramlita never dies.
Well, there it is. Gods know where this path will lead us.
Is Gafgarian gonna go with him? Okay. The manipulative and the subservient. New party member. We got Lad. Lad is here with us. He's a squire. He's a level 8 squire. Can I refuse Lad? We don't need Lad, right? Or is it smart to recruit all these people because they're higher levels and we won't have to start from the beginning? But this is a level 1 squire with 10 job points. He just has a higher, I don't know. I don't know if that's the best. I'm refusing him. You guys are gonna be like, don't refuse him. Aaron, start this chapter. That's fine. I can do that in my own time. I don't have any connection to Alicia, and she's a Pisces. I don't need Justice. It's okay.
May we meet again.
I don't need these people. The best two worlds, Marlene, biological father, and his foster mother. Guys, I'm not going to do it. I'm refusing them. Justice, I know I probably messed up, but we're taking our time. Gafgaren, I refuse. I refuse. Agrius. They both have the zodiac sign that pairs well with mine. Is that true? No matter what zodiac sign you have, do they always pair well with you, or is Agrius always set to like Cancer or Sagittarius, whoever this is? Man. What a freaking night. The best stream we've ever had. The best stream we've ever had. She's a Cancer always. Oh. So they both pair really well with me. What a look at Ramza. He's all upgraded. Am I actually like I'm a monk, but I have cool armor now. Yeah, Ramza was going by Rams Lugri at this point. Fake last name. Drop Beowulf. Okay, cool. 10 out of 10. No notes. You guys, that was fun. Okay, for you sickos, I always say this. Let's save it now. We saved it, see? But we don't need to save during the stream. We just, whatever happens, happens, you know? Wow. That was good. Wait, let me go to, sorry. You have to see my animation play because I pushed the wrong button. I want you guys to be able to see what you write. That was fun. What a good stream. I'm like, what a good stream. I did so good. No, I'm just saying, like, what a good stream. We got through a lot of stuff. I hope the stuff at the beginning wasn't too boring for you guys. I know there's a lot of people that want to see the tactics stream, but then I just go off on stuff. But I like MinMax. You guys should go check out their stuff if you didn't know about them yet. They have something they call it the deepest dive. That's like their game club discussions. And so they have the deepest dive on Remake and Rebirth, and they're really fun to listen to because it's Ben Hansen and his friends that love the game. So it's like passionate fans, and they just talk about Remake and Rebirth. So I recommend listening to those. And they're just cool people. So check out their channel. But as far as, man, I suspected that they might have tried to kill Tetra, but I honestly thought that she would be safe. But then when Regraph was like, it's like they went out of their way to tell us like, hey, like she doesn't mean anything, like let her go. And then he's got Gargaroth or whatever was like, nah, I'm gonna hold on to her, you know. Yeah, that was cool. What a cool game. I'm having a great time with this. And I think like I was afraid that if I was streaming tactics that I wouldn't be getting the story. But a few people in chat has suggested that I do a recap. And so I think it's helped me to kind of go back through and pay attention to the story, which has helped me. So thank you for suggesting that. And I know I should get into the encyclopedia and be reading everything. I'm not reading all the stuff at like the taverns and stuff. But yeah, maybe we can do a recap before we continue on to Act 2. Oh, Alyssa says, I ended my nemesis, Argath. Clancy, only 70 battles to go. Almost there. Alyssa can retire happy now. You can change the color of the armor on Ramza. Oh, cool. Well, that was pre-blow. It was kind of epic. Second time around. Yeah, the wind up that Alyssa had on Argath at the end was just like, you can't make that stuff up. That was just called streaming magic, y'all. Never saves, says Alyssa. Javier says, I like the stream structure, rant, and gameplay. It's never boring. That's for sure. Recaps help. I recommend going into the Chronicles for recaps for personal interest. Totally. Yeah. Javier says, by the way, not 30 people something in chat. We never mentioned that. Don't mention it. Oh, wow. Well, hi, guys. Thanks for sticking with me this long. I mean, it's late. If you're not on the West Coast, it's super late. We do get an hour back. So public service announcement Plan C reminded us. Change your clocks back an hour, right? So you gain 1 hour tonight. There's no lurkers in this stream at all. I want to learn, I know lurkers are lurkers for a reason, but I think you all have value and something cool to say. You don't have to talk, but just know that we know that you're there. Javier's keeping track of you, apparently. So thank you for coming to the streams. Thank you, Alyssa. And thanks again to, oh man, what was it? I'm already forgetting. No. He gave I want to remember the super chats and I don't know how to pull it up. But it was like MC or something. I don't know. Can't find it. It stopped. I can't go back. Oh, I'm dumb. It's right here. Haha. Ace Torres. Thanks for the super chat and thank you to Mr. Bigglesworth. You guys are all awesome. Thank you for being so kind and helping us grow the channel. Everything that we make goes back into the channel. We spend a lot of money on certain things to get the channel going. So if you like it, we're almost done with part 3 of chapter 9's deep dive. We're going to keep talking about it and it'll be nice because then you'll get to hear more of Jolie's thoughts and Ernest's thoughts. You're not just going to hear Spencer. I'm just one of the 3 co-hosts. And Jolie wants to hop on streams eventually. So if you like Jolie's takes, if you think I'm fun on stream, I'm fine. I think I talk okay and we have a good relationship. But Jolie would be so fun on streams. And she said that she's expressed interest after I've done this. So she's like, she think it would be fun for us both to play on stream. We're not promising anything, but we, played around with the idea of streaming like Final Fantasy X or something, and both playing the game and having you guys come along that with us because I've never played Final Fantasy X and Jolie's she's played it a fair amount, but she thinks it would be fun for me to see that. But yeah, and then just to, like I said, if you guys didn't hear before, if you're new, we usually stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 p.m. Mountain Time. So that's 8 p.m. Pacific and 11 Eastern Time. But I will be having surgery on Monday, so I won't be around probably next week. I will let you know. So just stay close to YouTube or whatever, and you can see if we have a stream going out probably Friday. But if I'm feeling good, if I'm just it's just a hernia surgery, but if I can sit down and after the kids go to bed, I don't mind getting on stream. So anyway, but you guys are awesome. Thank you for sticking around. Let's see here. Yeah, it's never boring. Thanks. You guys are so nice. No lurkers at all. All mine are automatic. They're just shy as I am. Javier will make it happen. I'm a really shy person. I don't think you're very shy, Javier. He'll lure out the lurkers out. Javier was like a moderator for someone else's. Didn't you say you were a moderator for someone's Twitch channel or something? So Javier is probably laughing and rolling his eyes when I'm trying to bumble through the stream because he's like, "Oh, Spencer doesn't even know how to make a poll for people." Thanks, Justice, for stopping by. I like your passion for tactics. You said it was your favorite game, which is really cool. Epic Donkey Kong costume, Spencer. Even if you don't have any bananas, the costume was bad. But my oldest son, he's the one who dictates what we wear. So he wanted to be Mario, and little brother had to be Luigi, and that means we're raising him right because he wanted to do the Nintendo characters. Jolie joining the stream would be really fun. Yay, that would be cool if you guys can do something like that. Good luck with the surgery, Spencer. You got this. Yeah, I'm not worried about it. It should be fine. Next stream in 2 weeks, Spencer will start off with a poll. Is this working? Yes or no? Yeah, we'll have to try it out. But thanks for sticking around as long as you did. And we will probably see you guys. In like, if not this next week, then the week after. But enjoy your 1 extra hour of sleep. I took it away from you for the stream, but get some good rest, and we will see you guys soon. Whenever that happens, we'll let you know. But anyway, guys, see you later.
Listen, understand the reason why I'm sitting here, playing notes with these hands, singing words that I have planned to sing to you for oh so long. May I have your attention, please, 'cause I'm not singing to myself. You understand if it's not me, it must be somebody else. I'll let you guess. Oh, bravo, now you know that these songs are about you. I'm glad you figured it out. Oh, bravo, you saw my show, and now you see just what you lack. Girl, I know you want me back. No. May I have your attention, please, 'cause I'm not singing to myself. You understand if it's not me, it must be somebody else. I'll let you guess. Oh, bravo, now you know that these songs are about you. I'm glad you figured it out. Oh, bravo, you saw my show, and now you see just what you lack. Girl, I know you want me back. No. Bravo, now you know that these songs are about you. I'm glad you figured this one out.